What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Thursday, June 23rd to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. Another winning night in MLB. Everything is just coming together perfectly on the diamond, but the Lightning let us down, and I know that Cooper is whining if the Avalanche had too many men on the ice. Even if they did, they were all over the Lightning in the overtime period. I mean, the game was going to end very soon, regardless if I haven't actually seen the video. I've just read Cooper's whining. It was tough. Even my son's pissed off about the loss, which is going to require me to do a shoey when Mr Gogster joins us. And, got to pay the piper. Not the way I wanted to start out the day. We're still up double-digit units in the NHL playoffs, and I cut my unit size down to $125 because in NHL because I feared I could get in the way of my huge payday with my future action. And thank God I did, or I wouldn't have. I probably would have just stopped betting, or I would have been very angry with myself. So, we're still 29-20 in the playoffs, 59.2% plus 11.5 units, ROI plus 23.47%, average line plus 108. But God, let's talk about the diamond for a little bit. A 3-in-1 day on the diamond, up 2.02 units. And man, I said to you guys last 2 days, I've learned to stop betting that first bet that jumps out at me on the card. Yesterday was the Oakland A's, Blackburn. Of course, I wanted to back Blackburn at home as a dog. We saw that move towards the Mariners and stayed off, and the Mariners dominate. We cashed for the Astros -1 plus 102. We lose on the Diamondbacks first 5 plus 145. Cashed the Brewers first 5 minus 110. That was Nakara's birthday pick. She turned 9 years old yesterday, Millsy's daughter. And that cashed in the bottom of the fifth. So I think Nakara had something to do with the magic there. And then Kansas City, LA Angels, first 5 under 4.5. Too easy. Too easy. But that's not the biggest story here on our baseball breakdown. Our biggest story is our special guest, the Big Ragoo, was joining us 2 weeks ago. He joined us, and he went 9-1 plus 9 units. God, it's just our baseball experts are just cashing. We're all cashing on the diamond. Feels real good. And his record now is the best of any of our guests in MLB. Big Ragoo is 30 wins and 19 losses, 61.2% plus 12.26 units, ROI plus 25.02% with an average line of plus 103. He's done all that with an average line of plus 103. So he is returning 2 weeks later after going 9-1. And we're going to talk CFL. I'm 5-3 plus 1.6 units on the season. Mr. Gogster's 2-1 plus 3.6 units, and with an average line of plus 331, his ROI is plus 120%. That is the first time we've had a capper with an ROI over 100%. That's Mr. Gogster. Can he keep it up? Good question. We will find out. Shout out to all the cappers joining us. There is Vipe in the house. I should have taken Yankees Braves money line. Would have went 3-1 on Braves -1, Dodgers -1.5, Padres -1. Huge move away. See you later, buddy. A huge move on the Marlins, which is a little bit of a surprise. But again, if I had have just bet the first bet that appealed to me, I would already be on the Rockies first 5. But we know how that works out. Don't trust myself. Let's capture Viper's action here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to have a lot of fun today. But most importantly, we've done the work. We've spent hours and hours on the fucking work, and we're reaping the rewards from all of that. We're reading the market really well. And we're on, like a 5-month run here? It's fucking beautiful. So let me just grab Viper's MLB action here quickly. And God, that fucking CFL staring at me. A Pinnacle hanging a 3 on the Alouettes, of course. Bet365 hanging a 2.5. And so I haven't moved on it yet, thinking maybe we get the 3. We'll talk about that here in a second. But it's the record I have on MLBs with Bet365 shit odds. Wait till I change that up. Thank you, Vipe, my man. Raymond Reichart says time to cash in. And he says that beer better be cold. Unfortunately, yes, it's cold, but unfortunately, it's the only beer I have in the house is a big beer, too. Gonna make it even fucking harder for me. I've never done a shoey before. Look how fucking nasty ass this fucking old Nike staring at me. Sammy Comer in the house. There's Wine Time Sports. North Ender says, congrats on the MLB work. Yeah, we're up double-digit units for the first time. There is Dave Redling. Now, we were up double-digit units for quite a bit of last year. And we didn't finish up double-digit units. So there's, got a lot of work to do still. Serious business, ready to get to work. There's J-Dub, Christopher Comentini, Johnny Gonzalez. Yes, early start to MLB. So let's get the NHL and CFL in here. Max Swelly, another day, another dollar. There's my guy LJ from H-Town, 8-4 run on 8-4 day in MLB and NHL. Great job, LJ. And notice that the Sharps cash under in Avs last night. I was just when it was all said and done, how was I not on a Lightning first period? I guess that's what hurt me. That's what angered me the most. What was I? I guess I didn't want to triple up. It's another situation where my futures are kind of getting in the way of not wanting to bet too much and shit like that. Nick, my man Nick says, let's fucking go 5 of 6 last night in MLB because you and my dumbass taking my Pirates team total instead of the Padres. It's all good, man. There's Nuker. Yes, the Lightning series bet is cooked. Dennis says, if you want to call around Game 5, you should do what Jimmy did yesterday and bet it. Of course, I think Jimmy's seeing the public play before the public. Tampa Bay wins Game 5. Yeah. The problem is I don't see how the Lightning can score. That's the problem. Braden Point is now gone. Maybe he comes back. You're going to lose Cernak. I guess, we're hoping that Cirelli's cut isn't that bad. He wasn't able to take face-offs. Then you have the Avalanche with Kadri coming back and the fans going bananas. But I hear you, Dennis. I hear you. It could easily blow up in my face here. But yeah, I bet the Avs as soon as it came out. I think the series is over. I also almost bet the Lightning not to score in the first period. I just don't see the Lightning are having a trouble creating offense, and they have a spectacular goaltender. And it almost saves them. There's JPZ in the house. Danny Lopez, Harold Williams, Real Deal Prime. Ready to get to work. We have a ton of work to do. So we should get rolling right now because we got all the afternoon baseball. North Ender said jump on the under 6.5 right after the early goal. Beautiful. North Ender, that's so smart. I was busy. It was the witching hour. We were getting the kids bathed and ready to go to bed. And so I heard the goal scored, and it was my first thought was, God, I bet you the under live would work right now. It's beautiful, smart. There's Picasso, the Prophet, ready to go. I don't see how the Avs lose Game 5, but if they do, of course, the momentum will move over in the Vasilevsky stats, and the Vasilevsky stats are legit. JPZ says, Ragoo, I've tailed a couple, have yet to lose. God, 9 in 1 day from him yesterday. Satsi says 2-2 in NHL, but got jobbed on the over 6. At least 4 blatant no calls, which means no power plays. Yeah. There was no calls in the third at all. Thank you, Big Murph. I am not the GOAT, but we work together. We work together to defeat the Juice, man. North Ender agrees, taking the Bolts next game. God, you better hope Cirelli can take face-offs. He's supposed to be on that line that slows down McKinnon, but if he can't take face-offs, so we don't know how bad that cut was. There's TJ in the house. We have missed you. Lucas Ryan says, tuning in from the River City Casino in St. Louis. So St. Louis. Ask my tattooist. Having a free breakfast sandwich and coffee ready for this amazing show. Much love. There is Domi Gunrici. He'll be joining us. He'll be making his season debut next Thursday. Nasty Nate in the house. I hope you guys have checked out the video of our guys in UFC Austin. It was great. Cab and Nasty Nate running the city. Nice job, Don Mack. Great work there. Rick Abraham, golf on one screen, and Jimmy the Bag on the other. I love it. Thank you, Rich Abraham. Thank you, my man. Christopher Comentini, Michael Ervelina, Red Girl, G. Martinez says, are those missing receivers and Trevor Harris starting going to be a problem for the Alouettes? Could he be worse than Vernon Adams has been? There's Ragu. He's ready to go. 9-1. 9-1 yesterday. North End said, that's why the Avs were the right play yesterday. Recency bias. People were on the Bolts. I let my bias as a fan keep me on Tampa. Look, Tampa had to score more than one goal in that first period. They were all over them. But, it is what it is. I just don't see – it seemed very difficult for them to create offense. And when they lost Cernak, they were in big trouble. Nuke Worker took the 2.5 with the Alouettes. I hate that. Oh, and Adams has COVID. Jeez, that's new. Thank you, Slats. That was not in any of the studying I did. Thank you. Leonard says Lightning are cooked. Kadri coming back was huge. God, he was good. God, he's just a good hockey player. Smart of the Leafs to get rid of him. Fuck. Makes me happy. I want the Leafs to lose. Slatsy says Tampa's so banged up. That's just this. It's not really a fair fight. We'll get that back for you, Mark. Dommy Gun says, I'm not sold on Avs winning Friday, but I am on the over 6, especially at plus money. All right. Great to see all you guys. Okay, let's get to work. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We have a ton of work to do. Robbie Ray has looked good lately. We're going to talk about that. There's my guy, Ick Schnizzle, in the house. Yeah, they aren't calling penalties in crucial moments, as Dennis Garcia said. Yeah, it's just, at least it goes both ways. Spreadsheet play of the day from our Ron Crawford in the house. And our guy, Ron Crawford, look, just to show what this low bag family is like, Ron Crawford, how important it is for Ron Crawford to get his spreadsheet play of the days in, and he's just running so hot right now. But our guy, whom we love so dearly, Ron Crawford, is home resting now. He just had surgery done. He had some cancer taken out, and he's in pain, but he's cancer free, and he's home right now resting. But that's how much you guys mean to him, and we all mean to him. Is that even in this situation, our guy Ron Crawford is thinking about us, and he's just a selfless capper and a quality guy. So if we could all just take a second to send as much, healing energy and love and light and positivity over to our guy Ron Crawford, whom we love so dearly. If we could all just take a second and give all that energy, throw that energy over to our Ron Crawford, whom we love so dearly. What a guy. And thank you, Ron, for your selfless ways here on the show. You lead by example, and we love you. Love you. Robert Franklin tailed Jose with that Pirates team total over 4.5. Got lucky in the ninth. Hey, a win is a win. Cheshire Cat says, Todd lives Sunday. Thanks for answering for Jim. Oh, sorry, I missed that. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what I missed there. But much love to all you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. So great. Big day ahead. Let's get that cash. Let's work together. And there's Todd live for Sundays. Jay Peasy. Big Ragoo saying that Austin video was so great. I love you guys. All right. Let's go and get paid. First off, we will bring on your first guest, fresh off cashing the Nate McKinnon goal prop. I won't mention how he scored it.
I'm right here, Jimmy. I'm right here. We cashed it. No problem. Never a doubt. Hockey capper right here.
Oh, it was a gorgeous goal. Didn't have to use his stick. It was so gorgeous. And he cashed with the Avs -102. Please welcome Pride of Belleville, Ontario, Mr. Gogster in the house. Gogster, how are you, my man?
What's going on, guys? Jimmy, thank you for that intro. Jose, we got one. We got one on the board, off the skate, right place, right time. We'll take it. I actually thought someone else might have tipped it in at the end there, but we cashed that ticket. Looking forward to the show today, guys. We got a nice CFL run going. I like this CFL game, too. We've been capping Montreal. It's the third time in a row, so we should have a pretty good feel on this team. What's going on,
Well,
guys?
let's go ahead and pay the piper here, Gogster. Congratulations on all of your successes. Now I have to do the first shoey of my life. I should move some of my equipment, probably. Just who knows what the hell's going to happen in my first fucking shoey here. So I'm going to unplug the mic first.
I've never been more excited for something in the show's history. I'll be honest with you. I've never been more excited. And
I don't know why. I don't know why this is exciting to anybody.
I am so excited. Shout out to Arise who suggested this. Shout out to Gogster who accepted it immediately. Forcing to Jimmy to accept it immediately, and I love this.
I thought it'd be good content.
Exciting moment of my life.
Ah, for fuck's sakes!
When's the last time you wore that shoe? When's the last time you wore that shoe?
I don't know.
A little whiff, a little smelly smell in there.
Yeah, it doesn't smell good.
Oh god, where's Boston Nick? Nick, you get in here.
I don't know why Boston Nick spits in the shoe. That's the one thing that
he's a sicko. He's disgusting.
I have never understood.
You've seen his body.
In the show.
Bit of crazy there. Bit of crazy.
Hair in here.
Oh god. Jimmy, don't look too much anyway. It's gonna throw you.
Oh, there's hairs in here.
Get all the hairs in there. Yeah. Let's get all the hairs. There's some.
Oh god, this is disgusting.
Pigeon feathers.
Jimmy,
perhaps?
you just gotta go for it.
Hairs in here.
Oh my god, this is awesome. This is gonna be.
You gotta give the people what they want.
This is fucking gross, man. Fuck, man.
You don't have any animals, do you?
Say what?
You don't have any animals, do you?
No, I don't have any fucking animals.
You're good there.
Fuck.
Yeah, Colorado guys, they just played a great hockey game, and Jimmy the Bag is gonna Sapporo in the early morning. In the early morning, pouring a Sapporo.
What can you tell me about a Sapporo, Gogster?
Oh, it's a great beer on the golf course. One of my friends loves to crack those. He usually brings a 6-pack, so it's a good beer from what I know. Oh, full tolly too. Shout out to Jimmy the Bag. Oh,
Jesus, spilling it all
right.
on me. Let's go.
Wow, here we go.
Bag in there.
Let's
man,
go.
a true man. Get it in ya.
Yeah, holy.
Every drop.
Wow.
Yes.
Canuck. What a true fucking Canuck right there. Oh,
what a man.
Well, I didn't realize I needed to use the side of the shoe.
Yes.
So that was I did spill some of it, but
fucking I wish I could cheers you.
Fuck.
Beautiful. That was majestic. You're a champion.
One more shoey.
Wow.
The legend Jimmy the Bag, first shoey on air, man of his word.
Man of his word. Who would have thought? Now as Jimmy picks up his mess over there, Gogster, I'll ask you, how do you feel about Game 5 in this series? Are the Lightning donezo?
Oh, Jimmy said her there. I think it's game, set, match. Throw the towel and checkmate. Especially without Cirelli, guys. You saw the first goal there. Cirelli's just money in the bank. You take him out there, nasty laceration on the arm. That's just, you don't like seeing that. So Colorado, they're in deep trouble. No Cernak too. You're at home. Colorado's gonna. Fuck, I might even take like a 4-1 final there. Maybe even on the puck line, guys. Get a little crazy. Shout out to our guy, Christopher Commentini, the $10 dono. Appreciate you, Christopher. But right. No, I think it's a Colorado. I think it's all Colorado there. I'm with Jimmy. I think it's a game, set, match. Take it home in your home building.
I've learned now that how to take a proper shoey. So that was a mistake off the top. Fucking spilled a bunch all
quick
over.
Adjustment, though. You see on the fly, it's like fucking Colorado after that first goal. A quick adjustment from Jimmy and down her.
Cheshire Kid says, I got to do an AIDS test now? That's not how it works, Cheshire. That's not how it works, man. And it's an HIV test. You don't just get fully blown AIDS. All right, let's...
Oh, God.
Oh, Ron Walsick says that has to be the lowest point of your career.
Maybe.
I don't know, Ron. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
No.
Jimmy, I actually have a new lowest point of your career if you want one, because I've been making a movie. I've been planning a movie as of yesterday, and I'm casting everyone in it, and I'll leave that tease. A lot of people that watch Say Hey Plays heard about it, but I'd like for you to be a part of this film.
Okay.
That's gonna be the new lowest point of your career. Let's just put it like this: Nasty Nate, Dabby Cab, buddy cop film. That's all you need to know.
I like that. I like where we're going here. All right, let's get to work here and see if Mr. Gogster does have a look for us here in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Avalanche outshot the Lightning 11-3 in overtime. Vasilevsky did everything he could, and I'm sure he's going to do everything he can in Game 5. It's not enough. And Bedard and Sakic, they know how important this game is. You can't, if you lose Game 5 at home and you're going back to Game 6 in Tampa, it's a real.
I have a hard time making a case for Tampa, though, here. Don't you?
I don't know how you can. We talked about how as the series went on, it was going to get easier and easier for the Avs to take care of business. Look, I bet this poorly. I did say Avs in 5 before this series started, and I think it'll finish there. Yeah. So, JP says, was the shoey worse than eggs in the face? And I could book puck? No, God, the shoey was fine. The shoey was actually pretty enjoyable. I feel pretty good. I wish I didn't spill it all, on me to open it up. But that's a rookie mistake.
It's gonna happen, right?
My first shoey.
Like, it's gonna happen, right? To be honest, I've not done a shoey either. So yeah.
Well, Jimmy, if you wanna change, you're more than welcome to. We can drive the bus here.
Oh, I don't need to change. Fuck that. Let's get to work. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I just, it was a rookie mistake there. Got to go from the side of the shoey. Okay. So the way I see this, it's over. The series is over. The Lightning are just too banged up, and now the Kadri's back, and Kadri was flying. Look how fresh Kadri's legs are right now. I mean, look how fresh this team is.
And I was saying with Kucherov too. I don't know how much he can do, and now you're missing still without point. Like it's a trickle down effect for Tampa Bay, and it's gonna affect them here. And Colorado's just getting better. Kemper looked great on that bounce back game. And even McKinnon, we had that McKinnon goal. Did you see him flying around the ice there, guys? Holy shit. McKinnon was bad out of hell on the ice there, just skating circles around Tampa Bay. So it's really going to be tough for Tampa to win. If they do, it's going to have to be like a Vasilevsky near shutout, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'll move on the Lightning not to score in the first period, although I don't know if that's the best.
I don't think I would say Tampa Bay would be that their best chance would be to score early and then just sit on it, because there's no way they're going to try and come back in this game. Similar to what happened last game there, how they want to win these games is get up early, but it's just too much firepower. I think
you're right. I'll take that team total under 2.5. So I've already bet on the Avs here. I'm going to add the Lightning team total. I'm going to add the Lightning team total under 2.5. I just don't see them creating enough offense.
What line? I agree. What line did you get that at, Jimmy?
Well, I'm just looking at it now. Okay. You are right about that first period. I think as the game goes on, they'll get more and more difficult for them. And Kucherov, he played okay, but he didn't look 100%. Under 2, and I think he's fine though. I don't think it's a big thing, but he wasn't flying up the ice.
He's kind of in a way I saw floating, but he's predicting. I said yesterday, he's kind of really anticipating play, which he's really good at. He's a really smart hockey player, but he's not as physical. He never really was, but he's not. It's just a trickle down effect, guys, with this Tampa Bay team.
It's -120 right now. The under 2.5 at Bet365. I'm sure you could find better elsewhere. We got to move on. We got a ton of work to do. We got afternoon baseball, and we got to talk to the CFL spots. So what do you want to make official here for the Lightning Avs?
All right, Lightning Avs, I'm with you on the under 2.5 for Tampa Bay. And give me are you on the -1 Colorado? Because I am, yeah. I'm complete agreement. I almost want to take puck line, but I don't want to get too cute here. So yeah.
Well, let's get that for you right now. Here, we'll move over to Penny and see what we can get.
Yeah, Cooper too. I know, saying what he had to say too. Just like, come on, Cooper. Like, just take the L, buddy. Like, you were getting out, like you said, in overtime. It was just a matter of time. go back to the drawing board. But that, I was on Colorado, but yeah.
So I will
see.
What are we getting? Plus 155 minus 175 over here. That's better than what you're getting at Pinnacle. So we'll get you that right now. Pinnacle clearly taking Avs money here. And I can understand the possible mistake. And the mistake that I would be making is that clearly a bias from what I saw last night. But I'm not betting because I think that the Avalanche is I'm fading the Lightning more than betting on the Avalanche. The Lightning have been spectacular in this run for the last 3 years. They're just beaten up right now.
Yeah.
They're just so beaten up, and we're not seeing a fair representation of who they can be and what they can be. And did you see, Stamkos, after that third blocked shot, he's showing that it doesn't hurt him, but that third block hurt him. And I'm like, God, now where's his wheels? Like, who?
And you know what? They've gone 7 games twice. They had to go 2 7-game series, and their style of hockey is to defend the net. Block as many shots as possible. Playing 2 7-game series, guys. That's going to catch up, right? They played Toronto, and then
they didn't have the 2. They just had the opening 7-game series. They beat the Rangers in 6.
Oh, sorry, in 6, right? In 6, even still 7-6. And then you're looking at what Colorado, though, guys, they had 2 sweeps. They swept Edmonton, swept Nashville, then went 6 against St. Louis. So overtime, whenever you can get 2 sweeps, guys, in a playoff, that's huge. If you even look at Colorado getting, Jimmy said it, Kadri back. You look at that overtime goal, he just flew right along the wing there. And then that nice little backhand there, no one knew where the puck was. Everyone was frozen. Then they just
we got to roll on, my man Gogster. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we got to roll on. Taint play of the day is in, and that game starts in 42 minutes. So let's quickly get into this.
I know you guys want to get an
spot, and I know you guys are like, look, let's get to MLB, but we're making money. And that when it all comes down to it, that's what this show's all about. It's all about making money. That's what it's about. So we're going to get to MLB real soon. Gogster's up 3.6 units in 3 bets with 120% ROI. I'm small sample size. I'm 5-3 plus 1.6 units. Let's talk about this very, very quickly. Rough Riders, Alouettes. We're at Molson Memorial Stadium in Montreal, Quebec. Rough Riders opened up their season with a very impressive 30-13 win against Hamilton at home at Mosaic Stadium. Then they went to Edmonton.
Sapporo's coming back.
Yeah. Then they went to Edmonton, and we were pretty fortunate to cash the first half full game.
Yeah.
I just felt a little bit bad for the Sharps there because they made it smart. Whatever. The public gets lucky sometimes, and I was on the public side, and I got lucky. 26-16 win. The Alouettes have opened up their season with 2 heartbreaking road losses, 30-27 at Calgary in week 1, and then 20-19 at Toronto last week when David Cote missed a game-winning 21-yard field goal. So here is the key, the most important thing to me in this game. Now, what Vernon Adams has COVID, it doesn't matter because Trevor Harris wants the job badly, and he gets his opportunity here. Then the most important thing here is that the Rough Riders lost Dan Clark, their center, to a broken fibula last week. He was their team's most outstanding lineman in 2019 and 2021. He's the leader of that whole offensive line, and there is going to be a multi-level ripple effect with him not there. And you want to talk about Armando Sewell. He's a monster. He's going to be in the Canadian Hall of Fame. He's a monster, and he's ready to attack, especially without Dan Clark there. So I like the Alouettes. I haven't bet it yet because I see a 3 at minus 109 in Pinnacle. I'm like, do I really have to take this 2.5 at minus 110? It's also 2.5 at Sports Interaction at minus 110. So maybe I'll have to do that. But that's why I'm waiting. I also want the Rough Riders team total under. It's 23.5 right now. It's actually moved. It was minus 125 to the over. It's moved to minus 120. The reason why I haven't bet that either is because I see 24.5 at other books. And I'm like, so that's it. So I am going to move on both of those. I have to decide when I'm going to do it. But I'm going to take the Alouettes. And if I have to take 2.5, we've seen these 1 points and 2 points come in handy. I still might take the money line anyways. And I want the team total under. Gogster, take it away. We got to move on to MLB, my man.
All right, well, I want to leave one thing with you. Proposition. What about you taking a teaser, Jimmy, with Montreal in the under?
I don't tease.
Okay.
I
Anyway.
respect, like, no disrespect to how you handle your stuff, but I don't. It's just not part of my artillery.
Well, we're pulling out a teaser here, guys. I'm going on the opposite end a bit here, Jimmy. I still think Montreal's injuries here, without their wide receiver here, Wenke here. He's at 89 yards, 11 touchdowns last year. You know he's a key player. He's one of their best receivers. Even though they've had the addition there of Greg Lewis, he's still questionable too, Jimmy. There's issues here with Montreal. They're really banged up. And then even the COVID situation, there's two guys, they're general managers too, they're higher ups. They also have COVID too, so hopefully there's nothing spreading around the locker room that we don't know about right now. But they're also questionable. One of their key linebackers there as well, Akey. He had 48 tackles last year. He has 7 already this year in 2 games. They're just. I think the under is the play here, guys. The more I think about it, it's going down. I know last night there, Jimmy, I was going to pull out the teaser. I didn't tweet it out. Could have got 53 to the under. But now I got 51 to the under. So that means the total would have been 44. That's what it was today. I just think still, guys, Saskatchewan, one stat too, Jimmy. West versus East so far, 6-0. Is that what I have here? No, sorry, 5-0. 5-0 West versus East in the first 2 games. So the West have dominated the East early on in the CFL season. And to be honest, I think those heartbreakers, I don't think it helps Montreal. Trevor Harris getting the start. We all seen he's a decent quarterback. He's been around the league for a while.
Great Cup winner.
Yeah, great Cup winner there. On was it Edmonton, Jimmy?
2016.
Yeah. So Trevor Harris is a solid quarterback, but I think they're just too banged up right now. I don't think we're going to see a lot of points more. I think about this. The D-line too for Saskatchewan, Jimmy. They have 9 more sacks than the next closest team. I don't have the stat who's behind them, but I believe they have 11 or 12 sacks combined. They're heavy front line.
It was the Red Blacks.
Yeah, the Red Blacks. So the Saskatchewan guys, they got a really strong defensive line. I don't think it's going to be easy for Montreal to score points. So the under I really do like, but I still think getting I believe I got them at, what was it, 4.5? Sorry, I should have this already here. I wasn't the one that did the shoey. Look at me. It was, sorry, Jimmy. It was 4.5 Saskatchewan and the under 51, guys. I think if I can get plus 4.5 with Saskatchewan, even if they do lose, we're keeping it under the Rouge and the field goal and the under 51, 27.
You got that at minus 120?
Minus 120, 7-point teaser, guys. That's available at Pinnacle. That's where I like doing a lot of my teasers. I find that's the best book for teaser lines. So minus 120, 7-point teaser. Usually you'll find those at minus 130. I don't think Saskatchewan, if they do lose, Jimmy, I don't think Montreal is going to blow them out. So getting the plus 4.5 and then getting that line all the way up to 51 now on the under, I think that's a solid player.
You've got it. Gogster's teaser, Saskatchewan plus 4.5 and the under 51. He's getting that minus 120. I'll be on the Alouettes, and it's almost like I should just fucking open up the account just for this bet and get the 3 at Pinnacle. The account's open. I should been waiting to have like a real bankroll in there instead of just but whatever. The Alouettes plus the points. I don't care about Vernon Adams not being there. And the Rough Riders team total under 23.5. I'm hoping to get 24.5. But with the weather report and the rain from Slatsy, it looks like that's going to be gone very quickly. And we're going to move on to MLB right now. Let me just look at that down to. I
believe it's going to be pretty warm too, so it's not going to be really humid conditions there with some rain coming in.
Somebody move 10 fucking cents. Okay, there you have it. So Mr. Gogster is on the exact same place as me for Game 5 of Stanley Cup Finals. That is Lightning team total under 2.5 and the Avalanche minus 1. And he's on a teaser with the Saskatchewan Rough Riders plus 4.5 and the under 51. I'm on the Alouettes. I haven't bet it yet. I'll be hoping to get the 3. It looks like it's not going to be available. And the team total under 23.5, which I need to bet immediately. There you have it. Mr. Gogster, I love you, my man. We'll catch you again next week. Get that cash. And there may not be NHL to talk about, so figure out what you want to.
We'll have to do some CFL. Maybe we'll talk some PGA. I don't know. We'll have Memorial Cups going on until the 27th. I don't know if I'll have enough time for that. But anyways, guys, it's a pleasure as always, Jimmy. I appreciate you having me on. Love you, buddy. And everyone in the chat, get that cash. Be good, and we'll see you again next week.
There he is, Mr. Gogster in the house. All right, we move on to MLB, and man, do we have the right guy for the job. 2 weeks ago, he joined us Thursday, June 9th. He went 9 wins and 1 loss plus 9 units. He had 3 big plus money spots that cashed for him. He was actually 9-0 and lost the final game on the card. He's now our number 1 MLB capper on the show. 30 wins, 19 losses, 61.2% plus 12.26 units, ROI over 25%. Average line plus 103. You have an ROI over 25% and an average line and plus money. We're taking notes. Please welcome to the show from Ocala, Florida, the Big Ragoo in the house. How are you, my man?
What's going on, boys and girls? How we doing today? Let's get some fucking cash again. Let's keep cash, guys. How you doing, James?
I'm doing good. That last performance you had was extremely impressive. Extremely impressive. And your season-long performance has been extremely impressive. Let's get right to work right now because we have our first game popping off in 33 minutes. And those of you guys who have been watching me on this run that I'm on MLB know that the first play that jumps out at me on the board, I've just been putting a line through. What I should start doing is betting the opposite. But today it was Kyle Freeland and the Rockies' first 5. Now, in saying that, the taint play of the day is in. And the taint play of the day pops off in 32 minutes, and it is the Colorado Rockies' first 5 plus a half at minus 115. The market's been moving very heavy towards the Marlins, and now taint is getting plus a half on this first 5 with Freeland, who's pitching really well. So taint is in. Here we go, Doc. Let's get to work. We have 2 games that pop off, or one at 12:10, 2 at 12:20. This one is the first game on the board, Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida. We have Kyle Freeland going up against Braxton Garrett, 7th overall pick in the 2016 draft out of high school in Alabama. High hopes for Braxton. He's been better this is a third, look, he's 24 years old, but this is his 3rd season of pitching in the show at some point in the year, and he's been better every year. Now, he hasn't been that good here thus far. 1-2, 4.85 ERA, 1.54 whip, 13 innings, 10 Ks, 4 walks, 2 home runs allowed. Coming off a 3-2 loss at the Mets, where he went 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 homer, 0 Ks, and 2 walks. In AAA Jacksonville with the Jumbo Shrimp, he went 2-1 this year, 3.45 ERA, 1.08 whip, 28 2/3, 26 walks, 26 Ks, 9 walks, 5 home runs. He was also good in Jacksonville last year, but similar numbers, not lights out in Jacksonville. Going up against Kyle Freeland, who's pitching excellently. That back-to-back starts against the Padres is not easy, and facing the Padres, who rake lefties in the thin air of Colorado, is not easy. And he went 7 innings, allowed 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 homer, no strikeouts, 1 walk. His K to walk ratio is never going to impress anybody, but 4.46 ERA, 1.40 whip, 72 2/3, 7 home runs allowed in 7 2/3, and he's got a big contract to boot. Here we have a spot where the Rockies destroy lefties, 290, 798 OPS. The Marlins do nothing against lefties, 214, 616 OPS. Rockies bullpen is bad. The Marlins bullpen over the last little while is being worse than the Rockies bullpen, and the Rockies back end is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. So let's just go to line history here, and you'll see this big move. Just like yesterday, which my first thought was Blackburn, and there was a huge move against Blackburn. There's a huge move towards the Marlins. It got up to 35 cents. It opened at minus 120, got up to minus 155. It's back at minus 150. And then from a total perspective, it opened up at 8.5, dropped to 8, and is back at 8.5 right now, slightly juiced to the over. And then when we go over to the cash flow in this Rocky spot, 13,277 tickets in, a lot to work with. 49% of the tickets, 56% of the cash is on the Marlins. They have slight line value according to Sports Insights. And then 69% of tickets, 69% cash on the over. I have not bet this game. I've not made any bets. I'm just doing exactly what I've been doing here, working with the expert and the crew in the chat, and then making moves. Take it away, Doc. This game pops off in 29 minutes. Rockies, Marlins.
We're going to hit this one pretty quick. It's going to be a quick cap, more or less. And so, hey, you're not going to be wrong all the time on your first look. So I think you had the right the right way here on this one with the taint. So that kind of gives you a little more validation. But Freeland, he's 2-0 in 4 career appearances against the Marlins. And he's got about a 4 ERA. It's been a bit. 2019 is the last time he faced him. So, and the only guys he's kind of come up against was Aguilar and who the hell is the other guy? But anyways, he's got two guys in the lineup. Short sample size there. Not a lot of looks here. The Marlins have seen this kid once before, and the Rockies have seen this kid before, Garrett, and short sample size here. A little moderate success there. I think the line's moving in the right direction, even though you show a little bit of line value on the Marlins here. I think there's going to be runs. I think we're going to see runs. I know we know the Marlins, the Rockies hit lefties that we know, and more recency numbers on the Marlins have been pretty good against lefties. They've been hitting the ball pretty well all the way around, both sides. Better against the righties though for sure. So I like an over here, even though it's probably juiced. It's kind of ticked back up. I think we can easily see a 4-4 game, and that brings on extras, and that's an automatic over in my spot here. So I like the over here. I'm gonna get to the window early, and I'm gonna get to the window with the over. If you can get me an 8 with the juice price, I'll take it. If not, I'll take the 8.5.
Let's get that for you right now. A very weak lineup the Rockies are throwing out there. Connor, Joe, Daza, Cron, Rogers, McMahon, Iglesias, Diaz, Montero, and Bouchard. For the Marlins, Birdie, Jazz, Soler, Cooper, Aguilar, Garcia, Rojas, Fortes, and De La Cruz. Let's see what we can get. Our God. Wow. No, there's it's already moved to 9 at Pinnacle.
Is it 9? Ooh, 9. I'm going to get off at 9.
The 8.5 is -121. Let's do a quick line chop for Ragoo, see if we can get him something better than that. We'll move over to Circa here and see if Circa will do this for us. Here we go, Colorado. Here we go. They're still at 8.5, and the over's at -115.
115?
Yeah.
I'll take it. Give me the 115. I'll take it. That's about as high as I'll go.
All right.
I would go to 120, but 115 I'll do.
Ragoo's on the over 8.5 at -115. Big Show found a -120. Michael Shepard found that as well at Bavard. That's -115 over at MGM. So I don't want anything to do with this. I can understand that the first look or that gut look when you look at a card, it's not just always going to lose or whatever. But the most important thing that we've got going on is what's working for you. It's something that's working for me, and it doesn't have to work for anybody else. It's just what's working for you. So I'm off of this spot here. Rockies, Marlins. Ragoo has moved on the over 8.5 at -115. And Ulysses Hayes is on the other side. Johnny Gonzalez jumped on that over 8. And we are going to move on. Next up, 12:20 p.m. This game pops off in 25 minutes. San Francisco Giants, 38-30, 19-16 on the road at the Atlanta Braves, 40-30, 22-15 at home. We're at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We will start with the weather here in Atlanta. 92 Fahrenheit, feels like 95, gets up to 98. 7.8 miles per hour out to left center, gets up to 9.9 miles per hour. We have Alex Wood going up against Kyle Wright. And we have, most importantly, a Braves lineup that's missing big pieces. Noah Cunha, first and foremost, but we'll go with this lineup as Swanson, d'Arnaud, Ozuna, Olsen, Contreras, Arcia, Gosselin, Heredia, and Harris. On the other side for the Giants, Yastrzemski, Flores, Ruff, Peterson, Longoria, Estrada, La Stella, Slater, and Kurt Casale behind the plate. So Alex Woods going up against Kyle Wright. And we know what this Braves team's been doing to lefties lately. 261, 813 OPS. The Giants versus righties, 241, 725 OPS. Numbers dropping slightly. Alex Wood, 5-5, 4.32 ERA, 1.31 WHIP, 66 2/3, 64 Ks, 18 walks, 6 home runs. His last start was at Pittsburgh in a pitcher's ballpark, and he struggled against a team that doesn't hit lefties. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, a homer, 4 Ks, 2 walks, and a 7-5 win. Kyle Wright also off a bad start at the Cubs at Wrigley. 6 innings, 11 hits, 5 earned runs, no homers, 8 Ks, and 1 walk. He's had a great season. 2.94 ERA, 1.10 WHIP, 88 Ks, and 79 2/3. The Giants bullpen, 4.18 ERA, 1.31 WHIP. I don't think they're as bad as they've looked. Braves bullpen, 3.06 ERA, 1.16 WHIP, converted 22 of 35. We'll take a look at the line movement, and we can attribute the last move, and it's just a 10-cent move, seeing Acuna and some bats out of the Braves lineup. But it opened with the Braves at -150. They get up to -170 at 6:47 this morning. Since then, there's been a 25-cent move to the Giants. From a total standpoint, it opened up at 9.5 and has dropped to 9. It's 9 at a pick 'em right now. When we go over to the cash flow, and we have a ton of cash to look at. 13,542 tickets in. 75% of the tickets, 82% of the cash on Atlanta. 58% of the tickets and 86% cash on the under. Big Ragoo, take it away. Game 2 on the slate, and it pops off in 23 minutes.
This feels like a Giant spot. You had the Braves. They won the first 2 games with the walk-off fashion. Then they come back in that bottom of the 9th win yesterday. So this team is playing. They're going to get their 3 Ws against this squad here. I think San Francisco. I almost feel like it's an exit game for them too. At the same time, but with the missing pieces in the Braves lineup, you almost have to look towards the Giants for me. Even though they have a lot of recency bias going their way, Giants are a good squad. They could put together some wins. But, the early start, and there's too many question marks for me to kind of get involved here. But I would lean Giants, and it's a pass for me.
It's a pass for me. I don't trust either pitcher, but it could well be a bounce-back spot for both of them. Yeah. We're looking for a bounce-back spot where the weather gets stronger out to center throughout the game, and it's hot. So if we expect a bounce back spot and then we have weaker lineups, we also are dealing with offensive weather. So it doesn't all correlate. But you have 86% of the cash on the under with 60% of tickets. And then you have a Giants bullpen that just can't really be trusted.
The first 5 possibly.
That would be the only way I would see it. But then we're going to sit here and expect Alex Wood, who's not been good this year, to be able to shut down a Braves lineup, that's missing Acuna and Riley, which makes it easier. I don't think I can. It's just not enough, I guess, for me to pull the trigger on that first 5. But you are getting a 5 at a pick 'em. I guess. Let's go over Kyle Wright. Well, if we're going to move on this here, and I know we have another game popping off at 12:20, but this is a possible move here for me. So let me move over to the batter versus pitcher stats in this one. We have against Wright, just Jock Peterson. He's the only one who's seen him. Against Wood, the only 2 guys with homers against him are not there. So,
yeah. For me, it'd be San Fran first 5 or pass.
I think that first 5 under is
because all the Brave stuff has been late inning heroics. You know what I mean? Like latter part of the game to come back and win with walk off, bottom of the 9th. So I would back if I get involved with the Giants, I'd probably get involved early.
Yeah, and that Giants bullpen can't be trusted. Let's take a look here at Kyle Wright splits and Alex Wood splits here quickly, and then we can make a decision. I'm very close. I'm getting closer and closer to moving on this first 5 under. So we have with Kyle Wright, 2.84 ERA. He's great on the road. He's great at home, but at home they have a 181 batting average against him. I really don't want to test him. I can understand the idea with the Giants first 5, but let's take a look at Wood's splits as well. And he just hasn't been very good this year. He's actually been better on the road than he has been at home, which is not expected from him, especially in that pitcher's ballpark over at Oracle. And then look at his last start. Pittsburgh was an ugly one. You know, he just can't be trusted on the road. I can't look at his last few starts on the road. I mean, he allows 4 earned runs and 5 1/3 against Pittsburgh. He allows 2 earned runs and 5 1/3 against Miami. 3 earned runs and 5 2/3 against Cincinnati. What's DC? Braves are 0-4 in Wright's last 4 home starts versus a team with a winning record. Cheshire Cat says Wright doesn't give up home runs. So do we think this lineup is weak enough for the Braves without Riley and Acuna? We probably do. Who's going to hurt? Who's going to hurt Alex Wood here?
That's the way I'm looking at it.
Well, if that's the case, I think that Wright's going to look good at home. So if you think that Alex Wood's capable of having a good start here, then are they going to be able to get 6 runs? I mean, are they going to what? I know that not everybody can bet this, but let's just look at that first 3. First 3 under 2.5 at plus 110. 6. So okay, I'm going to move on the first 5 under 5 here at a pick'em. Dabby Cab is on the Braves first 5 money line minus 120. Barry McCockner says 11 blowing out. I don't have that. I have 7.8. Let me refresh this right now. I have 7.8 going up to 9.9. Wow, it's just changed dramatically. 4.3 miles per hour now. Wow, that's just changed dramatically at Swish. Ski Profit looking at right strikeouts. That would take a lot more analysis, Ski, that I haven't done here. And this game's popping out. I'm going to move on the first 5 under 5 at minus 110. First 5 minus 110. It's tough, Barry, because all the different sites give us different information. I've been kind of trusting Swish here, but it's tricky. It's tricky to know who to trust. Okay, Dabby Cabs on the Braves first 5 money line minus 120. Dom says there's no difference under 10. I think that 7.9 to 9.9 compared to 4.3 to 8.4 is enough of a difference for me to kind of like it. Okay, so I'm gonna move. I'm gonna have to bet that. So that goes off in 26 minutes. I'm gonna have to bet that during the show, which is kind of tricky, but we'll make it happen. So that's 12:20. I thought there was 2 games at 12:20, but there's 2 games at 12:35. So let's move on. Ragu, are you staying off the Giants Brave spot?
Yeah, I'm off.
Okay, we move on to 12:35 p.m. Eastern. Chicago Cubs 26-43, 13-18 on the road at the Pittsburgh Pirates 28-40, 16-20 at home. I like reading that. Raven in the desert says umpire 3-9 to the under. Billy Friedrich on the Pirates first 5. And Chris Martinez saying I can't see the Braves lineup hurting Alex Wood. Billy Friedrich on the Pirates first 5 here at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're going to open with the weather. 79 Fahrenheit, 4.1 miles per hour left to right. It becomes out, though, within an hour. 5.1 up to 7.4 becomes out to right field. But the first hour of the game, it's just left to right. Let's look at the line history in this Pirates-Cubs spot. Also, this is a spot where we have our man Jose Bouquet with a say hey play of the day. So let me just give us a quick line history. They're not giving me a line history for some reason here. I don't know why that is. So no, I can't give you guys the line history. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one. We have, what the hell is it? We have slight line value given to Steele. 12,370 tickets in. 52% of tickets, 51% of the cash on the Buccos. It just moved to 53 and 51. Then 41% of tickets, 89% cash on the under. You have Steele going up against Quintana. Both are coming off nice starts. Steele coming off 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 3 Ks, 3 walks, and a 6-3 win at home versus the Braves. He went up against Kyle Wright in that start. And we know what the Braves are doing to lefties. Quintana has been very good all year. 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 homers, 5 Ks, 2 walks, 7-5 loss at home versus the Giants last out. And that was when he went up against Alex Wood. Two lefties going up against each other. He's got a 3.66 ERA, 1.33 whip on the year. Cubs versus lefties, 245, 726 OPS, decent. Pirates versus lefties, just 222, 649 OPS. The Cubs bullpen's been really bad this year. 4.73 ERA, 1.35 whip, converted 14 of 25. Pirates bullpen is not being very good either. 4.14 ERA, 1.35 whip, converted 15 of 26. Let's bring in our man, star of Say Hey Plays of the Day, Jose Zenyatta Bouquet in the house. Jose, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. How did yesterday go for you?
That's a good question. Let me remind myself. I believe we went 3-2, just up like 0.75 units. Not a bad day at all. I did cash the play that I said that if I lost, I would be fucking furious at myself. I lost a juiced first 5 under, which I think are, like I said just there, the most annoying bets for me personally to lose. But yeah, 3-2, a very sweaty Pirates team total over victory. But it hit, and we're going back to it again, so that'll be fun.
Well, you're any day in the black is a good day, and you keep stringing them together here. This game pops off, Jose, in 38 minutes. Cubs, Pirates. How do you expect to bet it?
I'm taking the team total over 4. I believe it's at even money again here. Let me double check. I got it yesterday at minus 115. It cashed in the 9th inning. We held those lovely heroics. Today it's at even money. Yeah, Steele is a pitcher that, personally doesn't impress me. Obviously, he's got nothing that will shock your system. Pirates are obviously not good against lefties. But I'm just going to keep taking the Pirates with the O'Neal Cruz effect. Get some young blood in there, maybe. Like I said, and I'm glad I'm taking them team totals and not just to win the games and stuff like that, because, normally when you're down like 14, 15 to 1, you're like, well, I'm fucked. All my bets are done. And then when you have a team total like that, you can get a 9th inning casher, and it feels great when you lose a game 14-5 or whatever it was. But yeah, team total over for me here for the Pirates. Steele also away from home. I thought this was a little interesting. I feel like all the Cubs have these kind of splits because I think Keegan Thompson had similar kind of splits. But at home, he has a 3.3 ERA and 43 innings pitched. At home, away, he has a 7 ERA, 7.04. Only 15 innings pitched there, but maybe it's 15 innings for a reason. So I took those gritty Pirates. And you know what we're going to do, Jimmy.
Well, before we hear what you're going to do, there's a wild market for this team total. It's at 3.5 over at Pinnacle at minus 129. It's at 3.5 over at Circa at minus 113.
Wow. Well, we'll obviously take that. No problem. I bet a 4 at even money as well. So if we want to make both official and pull out the ski ladder, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Is that what you'd like to? That's what you'd prefer?
Yeah, for sure. Because I do like making official the plays that I bet. Transparency, honesty, and all that good stuff. But I'll gladly do the 3.5 as well. That's pretty crazy. Shout out to Circa.
What's your 4 at plus 100?
Yeah.
All right. Say hey, plays today. Pirates team total over 3.5 and over 4. Stay with us here, Jose. Let's hear what Ragoo has to say about this spot. Cubbies, Pirates, take it away.
I tend to agree with Jose about the team total overs, but I'm on the other side, team total over. Here's why. Because number one, all these games have been kind of one-sided. In the first 2, Pittsburgh opener 12-1, 7-1. So Chicago is kind of, had a little bit of a lull there, but then they come back and bounce back with a 14-5. So if you think Chicago is going to split the series today, then like I do, you have to kind of get involved with the team total. Now, Quintana, 1.4, he's against the Cubbies. He's got an 0-4 record with a 3.47 ERA, but that doesn't concern me because I think the team total is – what is the team total on the Cubs right now? Well, I got 4.5, which I'm not crazy about, but I want to see what you come up with. But let me explain why you're looking. So sure. Both of these bullpens are fucking taxed right now. So no matter where they go, if Quintana goes 4 or 5 innings for whatever the reason, or even Steele goes let's say 4 or 5 innings. I agree with Jose. I think there's going to be runs, but I'm thinking I'm getting a better number with the Cubs, and I think they do squeeze out the win. Not to play the win. I'm not going to be on the win, but I'm going to be on a team total over with the Cubs. But I want the best price that I could possibly get. My book's got like plus 105, but if you can get me like a 4 around that number, I'll do dances right now on the screen for you.
We can't, unfortunately. I mean, I could build you one but the 4.5 at Pinnacle is plus 114.
Yeah, all right. I'll do it. I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see probably like an 8 to 6 type of game today. I think we're going to see run. They've scored 40 runs in the last 3 games, so I think we see more runs combined here. This is going to be a game where they kind of meet somewhere in the middle with the runs, not lopsided. So I think we'll see. I think Jose will see runs. I think I'll see runs, and I think we both cash tickets.
Over 4.5 at plus 114. We'll see if anybody in the chat has something better here. Wow. Cashman seeing over 3.5 minus 130, over 4.5 plus 135. Oh, the 4 is at minus 105 at Bovada.
It's minus 105. That's close enough to my mean average bet. So let's do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Get the push for the 4. Over 4 at minus 105. Cashman, where are you getting the 3.5 at minus 130 and the 4.5 at plus 135? Because that's spectacular numbers. Bet365 is offering that 3.5 at minus 170 and the 4.5 at even money.
Because if they go back to a 1-run game, then there goes my average line.
Oh, no. Michael Shepard apologizes. No, that's minus 125. It's all good. That's at BetMGM. Wow. At BetMGM right now. No worries, Michael. Thank you for trying. BetMGM right now, that 4.5 is at plus 130. And the 3.5, 4.5 is at plus 135. And the 3.5 is at minus 130. And that will give you, let me just pop that in here in our minus 1 calculator. So that's a minus 130 and a plus 135. Wow. BetMGM really giving you a nice number there. And that gives you a plus 102 on the 4. So let's do that.
If you're going to be generous, I'm going to take it.
Let's do that. If anybody needs the minus 1 calculator, it's extremely helpful. Here, I'll just pop it back in the chat here. Dommy Gun wants to see a dance, but we got to focus here, so it's not going to happen. We got to focus here. Okay, so Ragoo on the Cubs, team total over, and Jose on the Pirates, team total over 3.5 minus 113, and team total over 4 at plus 100. And before you go, you know what the people want, Jose. You know what they want. So
it looks like you're looking for something, huh?
Yes. You know what they want. I'm trying to go back because there's been a lot of, you know what they want. You know what the people want. So let's give it to him, Jose. And great job as always, man.
Thank you. I thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it as always. Jim, let's remember that you also have to make a bet here. So I'll give you some time.
I'm like almost 3/4 of the way through. I'm pretty much done.
Okay, well, go ahead and keep doing it while I prepare myself for this, because you guys know this is always a spiritual experience. A very spiritual experience. Doc, I'm going to assume you don't know who that lady is on the screen from My Mental Health, but
no, I have no idea.
Good, thank you.
She's a fine-looking young lady, whoever the fuck she is.
Yeah, she is. She's talented. She's got talents. She definitely has some talents. But you know who also has some talent, Ragoo? This Pittsburgh Pirates. Because let me tell you what they're going to do today. They're going to pull out their bats. They're going to take out their swords, throw out the eye patch, and all those fucking rabid fans over there in PNC Park, the Steelers fans, home of the Pittsburgh Penguins, they're going to pull out their flags, unfurl it, and raise it up and get in there. Raise it tonight, Pirates. 3 in a row. How about it? We need it tonight, O'Neal Cruz. How about a jack? Raise it.
There you have it.
Fire the cannons.
I am not on this one. I would sure love to know what the line history was in this one. Over 8 is at minus 125. That's what it was. That's what it was, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. But I would love to know the line history. Again, in this spot, we have 41% of the tickets and 89% of the cash on the under, with 13,504 tickets in, but not scaring our guys here. We got to roll on because we have another game that pops off in 29 minutes. And it's the Los Angeles Dodgers, 42-25, 22-13 on the road at the Cincinnati Reds, 23-45, 12-22 at home. We're at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio. Clayton Kershaw going up against Hunter Green. Kershaw started off the year spectacularly well. Was pulled amidst the perfect game after 7. Then he went on the IL and he came back, and he's not been going deep in the games. Coming off a 2-1 loss at home versus the Indians in extra innings, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, no homers, 4 Ks, 1 walk, and a 2-1 loss. 2.08 ERA, 0.85 whip on the season. Hunter Green is a tricky guy to cap. There's razor sharp picks. Yes, it was my very first shoey. I got to improve on a few things there, and I will improve on them. Hunter Green, 5.26 ERA, 1.29 whip, 85 strikeouts in 65 innings, 28 walks. He's allowed 17 home runs in 65 innings. We're talking almost 1 every 3 innings. His last start, he went 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 homers, 6 Ks, 2 walks, and a 5-4 loss at home to the Brewers. Dodgers versus righties, 254, 765 OPS. Reds are hitting lefties better, 247, 716 OPS. The Dodgers bullpen's almost 2 full runs better than the Reds bullpen per 9 innings. And let's take a look at the weather and then the line history. First off, 81 Fahrenheit, 7.2 miles per hour left to right across the diamond. It stays left to right throughout the game and around 7+. Then we have the line history up next, and that is that the Dodgers opened up at minus 220. The first move was towards the Reds. Then it came back to the Dodgers. The Dodgers are at minus 230 right now, 10 cents of movement. From a totals look, they're at minus 115 to the under. It opened at minus 105 to the under, so 10-cent move to the under. And then from a cash standpoint, this is the tied for third highest perceived value from Sports Insights. And it's the Cincinnati Reds, who have 9% of the tickets and 10% of the cash on them. 35% of tickets, 51% of cash on the over. Take it away, Big Ragoo. Dodgers, Reds.
Yeah, it's a tricky spot to bet in my book. This is like the hardest one I had trying to figure out to come to terms to get a bet down. The only way that I came up, Kershaw is doing Kershaw things. He's not we all know he's not the Kershaw of all. First, I was looking at some K props. His Ks aren't there. The Reds, they could hit, and if Kershaw lets his guard down just a little bit, which he is known to do, but he's pitching well. He's not pitching bad. So that's not the issue right now. But if it happens, I don't want to get caught with the big number, and I tried to figure out a way to come up against it. So I didn't want to. I'm not comfortable with the Reds play right now because I think they've lost 6 in a row. So they're kind of going the opposite direction. So it can get pretty ugly for them pretty quick. And the Dodger bats, if they touch up Green, that was the look I was looking at, possibly coming up with a play on the Dodgers to score some runs. But their team totals sitting like at 5.5 right now. And it's juiced to 105, which is not too terribly bad. But I could see this being like a 6-3 type of game, 7-3 Dodgers win. But then again, if this is all depending upon Kershaw, with his number, it's a big number to be laying, and I can see the value point of it. But I don't want to bet the Reds. If the Reds have a split going on or something like that, but haven't lost 6 in a row, I'm a big guy when it comes down to getting off streaks or trying to bet a team to kind of come off a streak. So I don't have a play. The only look I have here would be to take the Dodgers on a team total at minus 105, 5.5. So I could see them scoring, 6-7 runs here pretty easily. But then again, I could see the Dodgers, if you want to back the Reds, I don't have an argument there. The only argument I have is, with the full line value, however they work that number out, I could see that coming into play against the number, but not against the wins, where they have lost 6 in a row. So it's either team total 5.5 at the -105 or pass for me. That's the only look I can come up with.
Yeah, I mean, Alex,
That's a big number though. 5.5 is a lot of runs in MLB, but Hunter Green, we keep saying he's getting better, but there's a lot of guys that can smash the ball on the Dodgers side of the plate. So
Alex,
that's the only vulnerability I've seen with Clayton, but not so much. So no value in the number for me to bet the Dodgers. Maybe there's value per the experts to take the Reds, but that's only if Clayton trips up. So I'm not going to wait till Clayton to trip up. I'm gonna go with what I know. I think Green's going to give up runs. I know Dodgers going to hit, and that's where mine meets the middle is there. The 5.5 -105. Matter of fact, make it official. You talk myself into it. Give me the Dodgers over 5.5 -105 or whatever you can get.
Yeah, I got that -111. Let's see if I can find the -105. TJ says Dodgers 21-14 on the run line on the road. Reds 13-21 red line at home. Says call it square. But he thinks
the run line's pretty big too. What's the run line's like -150, something like that.
It's expensive, yeah. It's -141 over at Circa. Let's see what I can get you this team total though for the Dodgers. I get that 5.5 at +104. That's by far the best one.
Yeah, well, guess what? There we are again on the plus side. I'll take it.
Over 5.5 at +104. We've seen young pitchers step up in spots against future Hall of Famers. Whether or not this will be that spot. Dennis Garcia on the Reds money line. The perceived value from Sports Insights is on the Reds. And I don't see a way. I can understand you finding a plus line with the team total. And we know that where have the Dodgers been cashing these team totals against the Reds? It's against their bullpen. That's highly vulnerable. But we're also, looking for the sweep in the afternoon. And the lineup for the Dodgers is, strong. I mean, Turner, Freeman, Smith.
Here's the only reservation I have with that, too. This could be an exit game for them, too. It's early start, so you got to be careful there. So, tread lightly on it. It's not one of my stronger plays, but I want to, just in case, they decide to smash a little bit early here, and then the bullpens and everything, late innings, I can see again. You can see a high-scoring game here, and that park usually yields big numbers too. So
it's a very offensive ballpark. It's not blowing out though, which helps a little. Yeah, I don't know how I would move on this to get any kind of, a decent line. If you think that if the Hunter Green's going to get touched, the -1 is all, -110, first 5 -1. I guess I could see that. Johnny Gonzalez Green showed last time he played the Dodgers. I think there's value on that first 5 under. Barry found a 5 at -120. Wow, Barry, that's a great find. Team total over 5 -120. What book did you find that at, Barry? Would that be more interesting to you, the team total over 5 at -120 rather than the 5.5 at +104?
No, I'm going to stick with the +104. I'm going to do something stupid in this game.
And let me just go back to this.
Either way, I think the Dodgers are going to score runs. If the Reds beat up on Kershaw for some reason, then that's good for the full game over, obviously. But I think Dodgers are going to get theirs.
And then let's just go back to that start for Hunter Green against the Dodgers. Again, this game pops off in 20 minutes. Go off to that start. Hunter Green, we're going to go down to when he faced the Dodgers. When was that? Sorry, go to the full game log. Second game of the year in LA, and he looked good. 6 strikeouts. It was one of his best starts of the year. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, 6 strikeouts, second start of the year.
He's got spotty numbers against him, just He's got some guys like Mataskis is 0 for 3. More India.
He's a little better.
I'm looking at Clayton's numbers actually, not Green's.
A lot of people think it's foolish to bet the Reds, and I hear you, but clearly there's a reason why something like Sports Insights would see perceived line value on the Reds here. So
yeah, a lot of guys seen him twice in the Dodgers lineup. So.
If we think that Hunter Green might be able to pitch well here, if that's a possibility in an afternoon game where it's 9 a.m. for the Dodgers, really, and we know that the old vets don't love these early starts. If we think that it's possible, interesting. So the full game is 9 because the bullpen's so weak, but that first 5 is just 4.5. All right, I don't plan on moving on this. I don't think it's impossible that Hunter Green goes out there and pitches really well in a daytime start against the Dodgers. We have not tracked the TJ, unfortunately. Johnny Gonzalez says the perceived line value doesn't always mean the team wins. It could mean they show up and play well. I think it's going to be a pitching duel for the first 5. Mike M looking at Cincy -1.5 at plus 350.
Alternate run line, yeah.
Interesting. Dodgers going for the sweep here.
Tommy says the Dodgers 9 unders and 1 over the last 10 games.
Okay. Dom, I don't. And just tracking everybody on the show takes hours every night. So it's something that my family begs me to stop doing. Just to give you guys an idea of how fucking long it is to track everybody. Okay, let's.
A very interesting breaking news. And
can you turn your volume up a little bit?
Is this better? Is this better for you? All right, beautiful. Well, it's a very interesting breaking news. One that makes me want to just but Arch Manning has decided where he wants to go to college.
And
he has decided he is going to the University of Texas, unfortunately.
Wow.
So he's going to Texas, and he'll probably be I don't know when he comes in. Ragu, you might have a better knowledge of this. Is he coming in as the first quarterback as Texas in the SEC? I don't know. But yeah, Arch Manning going to Texas. Fuck him.
Wow. It is almost.
That's a shocker.
Wow, that's big news for the great state of Texas. Wow. Okay.
Well, he's going to be in the SEC eventually, right? So that's the thing.
Yeah. Wow. And Billy Friedrich says Texas will get killed in the SEC. Robert Franklin says I'd lean first 5 under with the early start for the Dodgers. Okay. We're going to move on here. Next up, 1:10, and I'm not moving on Dodgers Reds. Next up, 1:10 p.m. Eastern, Cleveland Guardians 36-28, 20-18 on the road at the Minnesota Twins, 38-32, 20-16 at home. We're at Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have Zach Plesac going up against Devin Smeltzer. Plesac coming off a nice start, 2-1 extra inning win at the Dodgers. He went 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo shot, 1 K and 2 walks. Plesac 2-4, 4.41 ERA, 1.28 WHIP, 67 in the third, 44 Ks, 15 walks. 10 home runs. Smeltzer got touched up in his last start. 7-2 loss at Arizona. I believe he was up against Bumgarner in that spot because I had Bumgarner first 5. 4 in the third, 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He's a 3.52 ERA, 1.15 WHIP. The K to walk ratio is poor, but he gets a lot of soft contact. I wonder if people are starting to figure him out. Guardians first lefties, 232, 637 OPS. Twins first righties, 256, 754 OPS. Guardians bullpen, 2.96 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, converted 19 and 26, being spectacular. Twins bullpen, 4.01 ERA, 1.28 WHIP, converted 16 of 27 save opportunities. We'll start with the weather in Mini, and it is 88 Fahrenheit, 11.6 miles per hour out to left field, and it goes up to 14.5 miles per hour. So it's big. Then we'll move over to the line history in this one. Let's move over there. And here we go in the Tribe Twinkies. Shit's taking a second to load. While that is taking a second to load, I'll tell you where the cash lies in this one. Slight line value towards the Twins. And, wow. We have now 2 spots they've given full line value to, by the way, in MLB over here at Sports Insights. And we haven't got up to any of them yet. 69% of the tickets on the Twins and 92% of the cash. Wow. And then 84% of tickets, 99% of cash on the over. I'm going to refresh this, see if I can get this going, and it's not going. Okay, so it's going to take me a second to give the line history. While I'm doing that, let's hear what Ragoo has to say about this spot, Guardians Twins.
That was a tough loss for them yesterday. I know that Baldali wasn't happy. I know that the players are not happy about it. And as a matter of fact, I was on with Eden last night watching the game, and he says, "Hey, Big Ragoo, they tied it up 7-7." I said, "Oh, I got a shot." Then next thing I know, they were down 10-7. And then before we got off air, 11-10 victory for the Guardians. And the Guardians are hitting the ball well. They're hitting the ball well. They got a lot of momentum going right now. I think the pitching matchup can go either way. I know Pleasek has had some moderate success as against them. You know, and they've hit him up too a little bit. Smeltzer, he's not pitching too bad, 3-1 on the season. So I think this is a momentum spot for Cleveland. Like I said, I've been saying it a couple weeks now. I think Cleveland's going to make a run after the break against the Twins, and depending upon what the White Sox do, if they ever get on track, we could pretty much. I'm not going to write them off totally, but I think Cleveland is the Twins. It's the Twin season to lose, and I think Cleveland's a team that's going to get them in the end. You know, depending upon the moves they make before the break. But today, I think a lot of momentum is going Cleveland's way, and I'm going to take that little ladder up. I'm going to be on Cleveland on the first 5 at plus money and full game plus money. Because I think if anything happens, if they lose the first 5, they got a shot to get it late. If they get ahead the first 5, then I'm free rolling. So give me Cleveland first 5 plus money and full game plus money.
Cleveland first 5 in full game. I will line shop for that. TJ said Smeltzer overrated. Stay away from me after catching nice plus money on Cleveland last night. Sean Mosler says Cleveland is the spot, but our Ron Crawford is on the Minnesota Twins. That is the spreadsheet play of the day is on the Minnesota
I hate that.
Twins. So let's line shop here for Ragoo and see what we can get him. First off, we're going to go first 5 and see what we're getting full game as well. And you're getting nice prices here. It's a full game plus 120 for the Twins and first 5 for the Guardians and plus 122 first 5. So let's get Ragoo locked in. Ragoo, Guardians. First 5 is plus 122, and full game is plus 120. More plus line moves for the Big Ragoo, and I'm not getting any line history, sadly. So you know what? If this site's going to mess with us, let's pull up the Action Network and see what they will give us for the odds here, and see if we have problems tracking line movement. Maybe they can help us. And here we go. Let's just go to odds and see what they have for this spot. They have a big move towards the Guardians. Guardians opened up at the legal American sites plus 135. They're now between plus 115 and 116 across the board. And this total has gone from 9 to 10. 9 to 10. All right. Giants have the bases loaded and 1 out. That is not good. Not good for me in the top of the first. Kyle Wright, get us out of this. Jesus. Pimp slap play of the day is the Twins' first 5. So we have people on either side of the fence in this spot here. So let me just get spreadsheet is Twins. And Pimp slap here is Twins' first 5. Okay, let's move on. Next up, we have a 2:10 p.m. Eastern. St. Louis Cardinals 40-31, 19-18 on the road at the Milwaukee Brewers 39-32, 16-14 at home. American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let's take a look at the weather in Milwaukee, and it's nice. 81 Fahrenheit, 5.3 miles per hour in, goes up to 6.5 miles per hour. Let's see if we can get the line history on this one. And we can. It opened up with the Cardinals at minus 115. There's been a 15-cent move to the Brewers. A 15-cent move towards the Brewers. Let's take a look at what the total has to say. The total, God, I don't know why this. Okay, it's taking a little while here, so we'll go over to Action. From Action, they have a similar thing. Actually, they have a bigger move. They have the Cardinals opening up at minus 120. And now at plus 100 to plus 105. And they have no movement on the total. Opened up at 9 and still at 9. So let's take a look at the cash in this one. We have, this is the spot, the first spot on the board where we have full line value. And that full line value, here we go. Is on Jason Alexander and the Milwaukee Brewers. Dakota Hudson, 5-3, 3.31 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, just 39 Ks and 32 walks in 70 2/3, but he's only allowed 4 home runs in those 70 2/3. He's a difficult pitcher to quantify, really. In his last start, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 Ks and 5 walks, but it was 11-2 win, the dynamite win at Boston. Jason Alexander is the undrafted 29-year-old brother of Scott Alexander, I think brother, God respect the brother, and he's been so good, and he's earned this opportunity. He's worked his way all the way up from independent league, and he's been impressive. He has a 2.42 ERA, 1.70 WHIP in 22 1/3, 8 Ks and 9 walks, but hasn't allowed a home run, and doesn't allow barrels. In his last start, 7-3 win at the Reds. He went 5 2/3, allowed 8 hits, but just rinky-dink hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, no homers, 2 Ks and 1 walk. I believe, Jose, you have a picture of Jason Alexander, the journeyman, who's earned this opportunity for the Milwaukee Brewers. Cardinals versus righties, 251, 714 OPS. Brewers versus righties, 236, 724 OPS. This Cards bullpen, 3.70 ERA, 1.25 WHIP, converted 17 of 23 save opportunities. The Brewers bullpen starting to show their elite ability, 3.48 ERA, 1.19 WHIP, converted 27 of 35. So we have 48% of the tickets on Milwaukee and 65% of the cash. Then 63% of the tickets, 58% of the cash on the under. Take it away here, Big Ragoo, Cardinals, Brewers.
Yeah, the thing that concerned me, the only look I had on this particular game was an under look. Reason being, Alexander's, his short success in the league, but his ability to kind of freeze batters up, and then Milwaukee Brewer bats, they're 1 for 20 with runners in scoring position first 3 games of the series, so they've been struggling, but the bullpen's been picking things up. So all indicators for me on this game were pointing towards the towards the under, because of the fact that the Brewers pitching's kind of coming around. Their bats are a little bit weaker. So, that kind of neutralizes things on the offensive side with the Cardinals, who swing pretty decent bats. But and then the Cardinals bullpen has been pretty good. Middle relief has been really, really solid here. So my initial look was I didn't come to the window with any particular play. I'm probably going to wind up playing a lot of fucking games today, unfortunately. So I need another 9 in one day to kind of keep me above water. So my look here is definitely on the under, and I just talked myself into it and listened to you cap it. We're capping the cappers. We're capping the chat. We're all over the under here, guys. That's the only look I have. So I think 9. What is it, 9, Jimmy? Is that the current number, 9?
Yeah.
I think I've seen it open at 9.5 in a spot, but at one spot. But I had a 9.5 earlier. So give me on that under 9. I like that look a lot now the more we're talking about it.
Under 9, the 9.5 costs, it's minus 126. The 9 is plus 100. Let's see what Circa is offering us here.
I like that 9 a lot.
Yeah. The under 9's plus 106 over at Circa. Wow.
I've been doing pretty good with the circa numbers. I've had good luck. Every time you give me a circa number, I don't know. I have to go back and watch the tapes and see. That'd be a long day, but we can make it happen. But I think the circa's been good to me, man.
Huh. So we have no real movement, right? According to the Action Network on that total. But clearly there's been a little. And then we have 63% of tickets, 59% of cash on the under. Moose Money saying probably shouldn't put so much stock in, but Alexander's regression is imminent.
Yeah, I mean, probably so, but I mean, short sample size.
Yeah. Let's take a look at what the numbers are against Dakota Hudson here for the Brewers. I don't really get to him. This lineup, I find this lineup so weak for the Brewers. I don't know how they're not in the bottom 5, but they keep coming through. They came through for me in the bottom of the 5th, and I'm like shocked every time that it happens. Let's just take one last look here at the splits very quickly, and then I think I may join you in this one. I love that Jason Alexander gets this soft contact. I guess I kind of trust him to continue to do that. Dakota Hudson faced Milwaukee last time, didn't allow a run. That was at home. Now he goes into Milwaukee. This is a big one.
I'm having a technical issue here. Excuse me 1 minute.
Yeah, no worries. All good. Just give us the thumbs up and we'll bring you back in when you are ready to go. Okay, so I like this as well. I guess I'll be able to move on it before, obviously the show will be done by then. Occupancy says it's like watching two teams in one when you get to the Brewers lineup. Still love them. All right. 1-0 Atlanta. Dansby went yard. Danzo says on this road trip, the Guardians swept the Rockies in Colorado Rockies in Colorado won 2 out of 3 in LA. Have come back last night, killed the Twins. How could anybody bet against this Guardians team right now? Says Danzo. What a call Danzo had. You guys, I'm not sure if everyone noticed it, but it was such a great call. Danzo was on the over 1.5 in the first inning in the Cardinals Brewers game. And it was 2-1 after the first inning. I'm interested in this, Ragoo. I'm going to put a bunch of asterisks here. I'm interested in it. And Jason Alexander has he faced this club once before? I don't want to be in a situation where somebody sees Jason a second time. There he is, Jason Alexander on the bump here. All right. Let's just go quickly through his game log. Yeah, he's not faced them before. I like that he's not faced them. All right, I'm interested. Chase White, what's happening, man? All right, so Ragoo has moved on the under 9 at +106. We have another afternoon game, 3:37 p.m. Eastern. That's the Seattle Mariners, 30-39, 15-21 on the road at the Oakland A's, 23-46, 8-26 at home. We are at Oakland Coliseum in Oakland, California. We'll start with the weather in Oakland, and it is 72 Fahrenheit. It's warm for the Bay Area, 7.2 miles per hour to right field, goes up to 9.5 miles per hour. We'll move over to the line history in this one. Robbie Ray versus Frankie Montas, and there's been a 5-cent move to the Mariners. A 5-cent move to the Mariners, and from a total perspective, there's been a 5-cent move to the under. It's now at a pick'em. And when we look at the cash, we are sitting here with full perceived line value on the Oakland A's, says Sports Insights. 13,315 tickets in, 80% of the tickets, 71% of the cash on Seattle. 66% of tickets on the over, but just 50% of the cash. So the big bets have come in on the under. Robbie Ray, has he started putting his season together? Because he got off to a bad start, but he's coming off a real nice performance at home versus the Angels. But I don't think that is a big deal. I was on the first 5 under last night because I didn't care about Daniel Lynch's 5.19 ERA. I knew he's a lefty who could shut down the Angels, and he did exactly that. So sure, Ray went 7 innings straight. It's 1 run, 10 Ks, and 1 walk, and 8-1 win at home versus the Angels. But look at that lineup. You got Matt Duffy in that lineup. I mean, it's not a strong lineup. Frankie Montas, on the other hand, just got touched at Kansas City. 10 hits in 5 innings, 5 runs, 3 of which were earned. 3.53 ERA, 1.14 WHIP. Mariners versus righties, 243, 718 OPS. A's versus lefties, 222, 646 OPS. So maybe this is another great opportunity for Robbie Ray against a team that can't hit lefties or doesn't hit lefties well. Mariners bullpen, 4.09 ERA, 1.16 WHIP. A's bullpen, 4.48 ERA, 1.43 WHIP. Take it away here, Ragoo, Mariners Athletics.
I was only looking to bet this one way. I was going to try to feed off of Montas's pain. He's only won 1 game in his last 11 starts. And I think Seattle offers some good matchups against him. And when I seen this, I had to do a double take when I looked at the team total. They're only sitting at a 3.5, and he's given up 5 runs on his last 4 occasions, and in 2 of his past starts, he's given up at least 4 home runs or five runs on his last 4 outings. And Seattle's sitting at a 3.5 here. And then we know what happened his last outing. He looked pretty bad against the Royals. Not taking nothing against the Royals, but the Royals are not actually setting the world on fire either. So I was looking. That was the only look I had here. I mean, when I seen them 7s, usually when I look at a 7, I'm looking at a first 5 under, real hard. And then depending upon the bullpen, just like last night, I was on the over in that game last night. It was all one-way action with the M's, but still, it got there. It doesn't matter. But I think we see somewhat of a similar scenario here. But Ray, the A's are not doing a whole lot of nothing, and that's part of the number there. But I was saying, how can I bet the M's here to get some runs against Montas, because he likes serving those runs up, and I see a 3.5 on my book, and it's sitting at 120. But if you can get me better than that, I'll sign up regardless. So I like the team total Seattle Mariners to smash up our guy Montas here.
Interesting. He's got splits that really favor him pitching at Oakland Coliseum.
That's true.
1-6, but it's 3.02 ERA, 228 opponent's batting average. Let's go over to the batter versus pitcher here. So we know these guys see a lot of Frankie Montas. Let's go over to the matchup here. And wow, Ty France, 545 average. But that's about it. Huh. So you think that the Mariners going to get to Montas here?
I think so. I think they'll get through. I think they'll get runs. I think they'll get at least 4 runs. So I think 4 or 5 runs easy for Seattle today, especially with that A's bullpen.
Yeah, very vulnerable A's bullpen. Let's see what we can get you from a team total perspective here. Move over. Here we go. Seattle Mariners. Okay, so wow, yeah, team total Mariners 3.5 at -113 at Pinnacle. And let's see what Circa will offer you. 3.5 at -112. So let's get you that.
Again.
Team total over 3.5 at -112 for the Big Ragoo. Dommy Gunn's on that as well. Bruce Hayward is on the Mariners. Dommy has projected runs at 4.5. Luchace Fox says A's fade forever. Look at Blackburn. Their best pitcher got touched up easy. Mariners, again, until the A's show some balls, might be 2024 before they win again. Davidless also on the Mariners money line.
I mean, how can you get behind the A's on anything right now? Come on.
Yeah. One thing we know about the A's is that they have more value to us when they get out on the road, because they become bigger dogs and they get out of this tough ballpark. See, I kind of like this under, first 5 under.
Do you like the first 5 under?
I do, because
I would lean that way too. I mean, that, like I say, when I see 7s, I'm always looking at the first 5 unders. That's my first, I don't want to say my first look, but that's my first thought.
Robbie Ray, desperate to show something here, and he just did against the light-hitting Angels squad against lefties. Now we have another squad that struggles, against lefties. And the market is telling me that Montas is going to have a good start. I mean, why else would there be all this line value on the A's? They're saying that Montas bounces back from a road start and looks good at home. So I am going to move on this.
Now, how many road starts has Montas have versus home starts?
He has had just 4 road starts, 10 home starts, 62 2/3. And if I was to bet this first 5 under 3.5 minus 115, I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad look right there.
Okay. All right, Seattle, Oakland.
We're worried about what happens with life after Montas.
Yes. All right, that will be my look.
If
here.
he goes 5, 4,
look, occupancy. Garrett with 5 Ks already. Braxton Garrett for the Fish, and again, that was another spot. I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but that was another spot where I would have 2 years ago. I would have already been sitting here with the Rockies, and look, the Rockies can still take care of business. We need Wright to get out of this inning, 2 men on with no outs in Atlanta, top of the second. There's Officer of 50 Ayashallah. He says Ray over 6.5 Ks and Seattle first 5. Luces Fox says Montes gets touched like the AE is. Says Mariners have an underrated. Baseball is a game of streaks. I'll ride this one till the A's do something besides lose. I get it. I get it. I'm coming. I don't feel like any of our action here, even though there's a lot of different bets. They're all they all could come through. It's not like we're really against each other in this spot. Ragu's on the Mariners team total over 3.5 minus 112. Dami Gunrichi also on that. I'm on Seattle, Oakland first 5 under 3.5 minus 115. I haven't bet that yet. I've made any bets before I came onto this show, but I did during the show take that first 5 under 5 in Atlanta. All right, let's move on. 7:05 p.m. Eastern. Houston Astros 43-25, 23-14 on the road to the New York Yankees. 51-18, 29-7 at home are these Bronx Bombers. My goodness. That record is very, very good. Let's take a look at the weather. 72 Fahrenheit, 7.1 miles per hour in. It goes down to 5.7 miles per hour. We have Framber Valdez up against Jamison Tyon. Let's take a look at the line history here in this one in the Bronx. And they're not giving it to us on this site. So we will move over to the Action Network here. Amazing. We can't trust these sites. There has been a 10 to 15 cent move to the Houston Astros. Astros open up at plus 120. They're at plus 110 or plus 105, depending on where you shop. There's also been a move to the under. It opened up at 8.5 for the pick'em. It is now at 8. Luces Fox says, let's fucking go Astros. Put the Yanks in their place. Dami Gunrichi took the Yankees last night at minus 130. LJ from H-Town says, this game is a sit back and watch. No need to bet this game. Let's enjoy good baseball. Barry McCockner says, I believe in both these pitchers. First 5 under, 4.5. Robert Cherry says, Astros kind of hot right now. Yankees on fire right now. I like Yanks first 5 minus a half and the first 5 under, 4.5. Luces Fox is stoked to watch this game. Mike M says, Yanks great value. Let's not overthink it. Well, let's see where the cash is in this one. This one has the 3rd highest perceived line value on the day, almost 3/4 of a line, so 75% on Houston. 12,458 tickets in, 20% of the tickets, 24% of the cash on Houston, and 49% of the tickets, 77% of cash on the over. Razor Sharp Picks is already locked in the Houston Astros. DC says Astros are 6-0 in their last 6 road games. There's a right-handed starter. Let's hear what Doc has to say about his Bronx Bombers. Astros, Yankees, take it away.
This is a tough look. If you handicap each team individually, it gives you a ton of reasons to bet both teams. I would say lean towards the Yankees just a little bit more because of how they're playing in the Bronx. I went against Valdez last time with the Sox on the team total because we thought they smashed lefties and all I seen was a bunch of ground balls. They had a 3-spot 1 inning and I had to over 3.5 and they didn't get there. So I'm not going to mess with a team total versus Framber here because he started out rough. His last 6 have been beautiful. Italian, same thing. I think he had a little aberration there. They win when he's on the mound. He's given up 2 runs on average in the Bronx. So I'd say an under is probably a pretty good look in the first 5, even though the team – and 8's a low number. I hate associating the word under and New York. I got to take that out of my vocabulary. But for the most part, I think the Yankees have just been money in the Bronx. I guess I can see the full value up on the Astros with Framber but they're not playing in Minute Maid. They're not playing in Mickey Mouse Park. They're playing in the Bronx. It's Mickey Mouse for right fielders. If you can go oppo, I think the way the bat's set up for both teams, facing right-handed, or the Yankees are facing a lefty here again. But I'm saying Italian, I don't think they take them too deep. I was looking maybe towards a team total under on the Astros possibly, but it's real low. It's 3.5. So anything could happen here, man. I kind of agree with LJ. I think this is one you kind of want to sit back and watch. But my first look, like you, Jimmy, was for the Yankees to cover the run line at a nice plus price. But Valdez scares the shit out of me.
Taillon scares me more than Valdez. They're both very good.
Yeah.
Taillon's last start, that 4-0 win of the Blue Jays, I found extremely impressive. 5 2/3, 4 hits, 8 Ks, 2 walks against a team that was raking at the time and needed the win so badly. Framber Valdez, 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 homer, 7 Ks, no walks, and a 13-3 win at home. They've both been very quality. The Astros smash righties, 241, 743 OPS. Now, they did slump a bit versus righties over the last couple of weeks, but it looks like they've kind of got back together. Yankees versus lefties, 238, 765 OPS. Astros bullpen, the best in the business, 2.55 ERA, 1.10 whip, 19 of 23. Yankees bullpen, 2.92 ERA, 1.12 whip, converted 25 of 35. I think that the most interesting angle from a market standpoint is that 77% of cash would be on this over, and yet it's moved from 8.5 down to 8.
Yeah. So what's that tell you?
It doesn't make me comfortable. Huh. Always Faded says, I've been following LJ on Twitter and Pub Sports shows. He has a lot of great insight. Yeah, he's a great capper. You'll see a lot of them on here. We love him, respect him. Big part of the fam here.
I mean, you're going to get Yankees. You're going to get Yankees on the first 5 at a plus price at home. That's reason enough to play it in my book. You know what I mean? But I don't want to sound like a fan because I'm not going to be a fan in this particular matchup. But they just rule the roost at home, man. And I know Valdez, he owes me a couple dollars from the last one, so maybe I take a shot with that at a small plus price with the Yanks at the half a run, first 5. Because, like you did say, the Astros bullpen is pretty lit, and the Yankees bullpen ain't too bad either. So that's amazing, though. You're saying it's kind of lean to the all the money's coming in on the over, but the game's going under. So big bets coming in on the under.
Yeah, this is, we talk about trying to make.
I'm not going to force the play.
Yeah, thoughtful decisions, investing type spots, and not just gambling.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm not interested. Saturated has the Dodgers, Reds, no run first inning, casher. That was a beautiful bet, Saturated. It's a great bet. I thought that Hunter Green would come to play. Billy Friedrich likes the first 5 over 4.5. Says these two combined last 10 games are 14-6 to the over. Stimmy's on the Alouettes tonight. I'm going to be on them soon here. I was just angry that Pinnacle's hanging to 3 and my local's hanging to 2.5, and it was just annoying. All right, there you have it. No movement for us in Astros Yankees. 2 games left on the board, and then Tease is going to join us to put a bow on this one and give us his WNBA best bet. He's 5-1 here on the show. Baltimore Orioles 31-39, 13-22 on the road at the Chicago White Sox, 33-34, 15-18 at home. We're at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois. Dean Kramer going up against Johnny Cueto. Let's see what we have from a weather situation here. 77 Fahrenheit, 6 miles per hour in. Goes down to 5. Ben, we'll take a look at the line history in this one, see if they'll give us one here, and they are not going to. So we'll move back over to Action Network. They have barely a move, maybe a 5-cent move at some books towards the White Sox. Barely. And this total hasn't moved either. Minus 120 opener to the under, still there. So very little movement. Let's take a look at the cash in this one. 11,613 tickets in. 84% of the tickets, 89% of the cash on Cueto. 38% of the tickets, 94% of the cash on the under. Jeff Arp in the house. What up, Jeff? My guy, great to see you. Thank you for joining us. This is an interesting spot. Kramer, Cueto. Kramer coming off 6 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, and a 1-0 win at home versus the Rays. 2.35 ERA, 1.17 whip. Now, we're only talking about 15 in the third, but he's looked very good. Johnny Cueto's looked good in another short sample size, but more. 42 and 2/3 innings, 2.95 ERA, 1.10 whip. Both pitchers coming off starts where they didn't allow a run. Cueto, 7 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, no homers, 5 Ks, 2 walks, a 7-0 win at Houston. Orioles versus righties, 228, 675 OPS. They don't hit them, and neither do the White Sox. They don't hit righties either. 244, 657 OPS. Orioles bullpen much better than the White Sox bullpen. Who would have thought that would happen this year? But this Orioles bullpen continues to pitch well. Converted 60 and 21 saves, 3.18 ERA, 1.23 whip. White Sox bullpen 4.29 ERA, 1.36 whip. Converted 21 of 34. Take it away. Is there money to be made here, Ragoo? Orioles, White Sox.
Yeah, not a lot to look at in the pitching matchup as far as just their numbers on the sample size, but facing each other, there's not a lot of history here to kind of to break the pitching batter matchups up, and just based on both pitchers the way they've been throwing, and like you said, to the surprise of many with the way that the Orioles bullpen has been. That's why the Orioles, I keep saying this, but I got to go back and look at this year's stats. Matter of fact, I'm going to have Jose help me out with this probably sometime during the week. But I want to go back and look at what teams are the most profitable on the run line, plus minus run line scenarios. And Baltimore has always been one of those teams. So if you think it's going to be a close matchup here in the pitching duel, and then the under, what are we looking at? 9. So if you can get Baltimore at a minus 145 though. See, I'm looking at taking Baltimore when they're playing the bigger teams, but the White Sox, they've been struggling a little bit here, putting runs up, and they're in a little bit of a funk. But maybe Cueto gets them out of that here. But I don't know, minus 150, minus 120 on the under, shaded to the under. I couldn't come up with a look on this either way. So this is going to be another one that I'm going to be off of totally, just because of the fact that there's not a lot of if you look at both recencies on the pitchers, their last outings are pretty good. And Cueto, like you said, he's getting better. So I probably have to lean with the Sox here, but not on the run line, but just a small lean with the Sox. I don't want to get involved with the team total.
I've got
what you got, Jose. You're money on the spot, man. What you got?
So the most profitable, or I guess the best run line records, I should be saying, this year, game 2022, the Baltimore Orioles are in fact number 1.
See,
43 and 27, 61% cover in there. Second, the Texas Rangers, 41 and 27 there. Next is St. Louis, 40 and 30, Arizona, 40 and 30, and the Mets at 40 and 30.
Yeah, you got. I wonder if you'd made money betting the Orioles with that, but they were the most profitable team last year. I'll put it that way. I don't know what their profitability is right now, but thanks for that info, Jose. I'll look into that a little further, but pass on this one for me, Jimmy.
Is there a possibility that it's not Cueto? Because
why?
Not all the books have a pitcher listed, but RotoWire thinks it's going to be Cueto.
Yeah. My offshore's got Cueto.
And then Kramer here. Hard to know if we trust him. But that last start was impressive versus the Rays. I mean, he's looked good in all 3 starts so far this year. Rand says under in the O's pitching is decent. Tough. Very tough.
That's your typical American League line. 9's not a big number, but I mean it's up the ladder in comparison to a lot of the other stuff. But it's something. Comerica Park usually yields some runs too.
38% of tickets, 94% of cash on the under.
38.94, you said?
Yeah, but I mean, this opened at 9 minus 120. It's still at 9 minus 120.
Yeah, shade right there.
And then you have a spot where both pitchers threw donuts last out. It's not a comfortable situation for me. Banking on pitchers to be excellent again.
Yeah, it can come back the other way. Either way, too, on both of those.
All right, we have no move here in Orioles White Sox. Let's talk about the last game on the card, 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Philadelphia Phillies, 36-34, 17-17 on the road at the Padres, 44-27, 20-13 at home. We're at Petco Park in San Diego, California. We will open with the weather, 76 Fahrenheit, 8.8 miles per hour left to right, but slightly in. Goes down to 6.8 miles per hour. Let's see if we can get a load of line history here. The site's being just terrible. But here we go. We have a 10-cent move to the Padres. And from a total, nothing for the total. So we'll move over to the Action Network. Pirates home run for Jose.
Raise it!
Move over to the Action Network and see what they are giving it to us. Where is it? Here we go. They have the total open minus 120 to the over, and it's still there. So no movement on that total. Okay, so then let's take a look at the cash flow in this one. And here we have half line value on Ranger Suarez and the Philadelphia Phillies, who have just 15% of the tickets, but 34% of the cash. And that's 14,223 tickets. Then you have 15% of the tickets and 64% of the cash on the under. An expectation that these Padres aren't going to be able to take care of business against the lefty when they're hitting 251, 739 OPS against the lefty. I mean, we've been waiting for Suarez to pitch better. I mean, I wonder where they're banking off Suarez to improve. Last start, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 homer, 5 Ks, 3 walks, and 5.3 win at the Nats. He's got a 4.43 ERA, a 1.51 WHIP. Joe Musgrove coming off a 6-4 win at the Cubs. He went 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 homer, 9 Ks, 1 walk. Phillies versus righties, 244, 713 OPS. Phillies bullpen being bad all year. Padres bullpen starting to look elite. Billy Musgrove says, Billy Friedrich, says Musgrove first start off the COVID list. Says he'd be on the Phillies first 5. What do you think here, Ragoo? Phillies, Padres?
Yeah, I worry about that COVID a little bit. I don't know how much. I know he's been stellar. I mean, 8-0, 1.59 ERA. I mean, all things being equal, which are not, because of the coming back from the COVID. I would call you can almost put it like in an IL situation. And I would my first, without reading into things too in depth, I was just capping the game from a numbers perspective. I would love to take the Padres here on the run line play because I think Suarez can be hit. I think he gives it up. I mean, are you going to say he's going to fade back to the middle? I would think on the last series, they were 3-0, 2-0, and then the Phillies took the middle game 3-0. So not a lot of runs were scored the last time these teams played each other. So I can see that, just from history, with the underlook here, and then possibly how sharp is Musgrove going to be coming back off of COVID. I mean, I would probably trust somewhere in the middle between him and then Suarez giving up a couple runs, and maybe Musgrove maybe giving up a couple runs to the Philly bats, which can be dangerous. But the Phillies they've kind of cooled their bats a little bit too here. So maybe we just look at a Padres team total over possibly, to hit Suarez up, and maybe to look to the under. They're banking on. You were saying that you think that the public and the sharps are thinking that possibly that the Padres are not going to hit the ball. I'm thinking, or are they banking on Musgrove coming back strong off the COVID protocol? I would put my trust in the Padres bats to hit Suarez, and I would, maybe Musgrove having a stellar performance against the Philly team. So if I had a look on this game, I would take the team total over San Diego, 3.5 runs. First, I was thinking run line San Diego, but then, because I know with Musgrove, he would keep things in check. He would keep the bats in check. But coming back off the COVID, that's my concern.
This is telling me, the market here is telling me that Suarez is going to have a good start.
Yeah.
Because there's only 15% of the tickets on the under and 64% of cash. So there's big cash on the possibility of Suarez having a good start. And I think that trumps the question marks around Musgrove coming off the IL.
I'm with that. If you like that, then you almost have to like the Phillies at a plus price.
Yeah, but yes, that would be it. But then I don't trust. I don't personally trust Ranger Suarez. So if I would want, I need everything to sort of correlate with my thinking. I don't, that, and then I pull the trigger.
Yeah.
I don't know what Musgrove is going to give.
I mean, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, there's too many question marks here for me to actually put my money on the spot. Billy Friedrich says Suarez also a little bit better on the road, slightly. We're in a situation right now where we've got loaded bases in two different games. Loaded bases with none out in the bottom of the second for the Braves. Loaded bases with one out in the top of the second for the Dodgers. Saturated Atlanta about to open up a can on San Francisco. Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate that it's only 1-1 right now. This bet is clearly in peril. Okay, there you have it. That is the MLB card. We have Tease on deck, ready to give us a best bet in WNBA. Let's review action here in MLB. Again, Ragoo coming off a 9-1 performance. The finest performance we've had on a show of mine since you swept the board in, was it Wild Card Week?
Yeah.
When was Wild Card Week when you swept
football?
The board? Yeah. And that was, you went, I guess, like 8-0 or 9-0 again there. And the Dodgers have taken the lead for Ragoo. Dodgers have taken the lead 1-0. Okay, let's go over action here. And again, our Big Ragoo right now on the show is 30 wins, 19 losses, 61.2% plus 12.26 units, ROI 25.02%, average line plus 103. This is what we have here. Taint play of the day is in play right now. It's Rockies first 5 plus a half minus 115. And Ragoo is on the over 8.5. In this one, it's 1-0 in the third inning. Then we have next up my bet, first 5 under 5 at minus 110. That looks like it's in grave danger. Then the say hey play of the day is the Pirates team total over 3.5 at minus 113 and team total over 4 at plus 100. And they've already got a run in the first inning. Ragoo is on the Cubs team total over 4 at minus 102. They have a man on first with none out in the second inning, but have yet to score, but just a second. Then we have 12:35 p.m. Dodgers team total over 5.5 plus 104 for the Big Ragoo. He's on the Guardians first 5 at plus 122 and full game at plus 120. He's going heads up with Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day and the pimp slap play of the day. Then Ragoo is on the under 9 at plus 106 in St. Louis, Milwaukee, and I'm interested in it. I tell you, I will be moving on the first 5 under 3.5 in Seattle, Oakland. Ragoo's on the Mariners team total over 3.5 minus 112 in that one. Astros, Yankees, we stayed off. We did as well with the Orioles, White Sox, and then Phillies, Padres, we have stayed off. Ragoo, my man, stay hot. We love capping with you. And yeah, and you are our leader. And we're going to start putting out, we have enough cappers in. We're going to start putting out those stats here, our leaders in MLB, especially when MLB is our only sport that we'll be focusing on. I've been kind of waiting for that. I may wait probably until next week when that happens. But you are our leader in MLB. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Follow him on Twitter at Big Ragoo62. Ragoo, any last words for the Capper Sport in the show?
The same thing I say every time. Let's hit the fucking bookie over the head. Let's cash some tickets. And let's keep the chat fired because we got the best chat in the world. There's no show without you guys. And Jimmy, you know I love you, my man. And shout out to everybody behind the scenes at Pub Sports. Jose, Jeff, and the crew. Big show, everybody.
I love it. There you have it. And just like that, the Rockies tie it up. Just like that, the Rockies tie it up. And Harold says, wood is trash. This is not good for me. This is not good for me. Reading that wood is trash. And I didn't trust him anyways. I don't know why. Oh, I need to strike out here. Okay. I expect to lose this. So why don't I just expect to lose it and just move on? Oh, God. There it is. 2-run single. Oh, no. 1-run single. This is all going very badly. Okay. Here we go. We move on to WNBA and your WNBA expert, Parlay Tease in the house, coming to us from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 5-1 on the show. Tease, how are you, my man?
All right. What's going on, Jimmy? Appreciate you having me here today.
Oh, our pleasure, Tease. You've been running hot. You've been putting money in our pockets. And we thank you, my friend. We thank you. 8 p.m. Eastern is your best bet here for us. If you want to see Tease's complete card, 4 p.m. Eastern, it's a real fun chunk of shows for us here at Pub Sports Radio because it leads in to it's not the morning sesh show anymore. It's now the 420 sesh, and it is our guys, Dabby Cab and Dutch Boy Fresh. But first, money gets put in your pocket on the hardwood in the WNBA. Phoenix Mercury, 6-11, 3-7 on the road at the Minnesota Lynx, 4-13, 1-6 at home. We're at Target Center in Minneapolis. Let's pull up the line history and see what we are dealing with here. As we know, there's massive line movements in the WNBA. Are there massive line movements here? No. The Phoenix opened up at -1. They moved to -1.5. Not much movement there. And the total's gone from 165 to 166. So not much movement. Take it away here. Mercury Lynx. The floor is yours.
Yeah. First off, apologize, everyone. I bit off more than I could chew, giving you 2 the other day. Probably should just stuck with my 1. But, I do that sometimes. So today we get it back. But there hasn't been much line movement in this game just because of the fact that the line just came out a few hours ago. I stayed up damn near the whole night trying to wait for a line for this game. And this is one of those situations where you have a team playing a back-to-back, but it's in a different – it's different because a lot of times when these back-to-backs come, they're home – they're both in the same spot. Like the Phoenix Mercury be playing the Minnesota Lynx, and both games will be playing in Minnesota. And in those situations, they normally split. But this is a home and away situation, and with that, things tend to go a little different. So then they do when they play home and home. So this one here, Minnesota's really been one of those teams that have baffled me because they did a whole shakeup and got rid of their whole team a couple weeks into the season, and it's really I've been really wanting to back this team because Sylvia fouls last year, then she got hurt, so they've been struggling with the injury bug, waiting for Nafisa Collier to get back from having a baby a few weeks ago, but she probably won't be back to the All-Star break. And then you have the Phoenix Mercury, who have a good team, but for some reason they can't really get it together. And now they're missing Sophie Cunningham, and I hate watching this Phoenix Mercury without Sophie Cunningham because Sophie Cunningham. So this one here, I have to go with the Minnesota Lynx. I'm going to take the point with the Minnesota Lynx. Actually, I'll do it on the money line. I think Minnesota wins this game outright again. I just don't see Phoenix getting it together to be able to take the Lynx in this game. They've had some really good play out of Mariah Jefferson, Kayla McBride, and Ariel Powers. And the Mercury should have people that should be able to minimize their output, but they really haven't. They've got three girls on that team right now that are really putting up numbers, and that's Skylar Diggins-Smith, Tina Charles, and Diana Taurasi. And the X factor in this spot is going to be Ariel Powers. So I'm going with the Lynx on the money line. I don't know if you've got a number for me on the money line there, Jimmy, but that's where I'm going.
We do. We got you hooked up. We got a +109 is the best that we've found here. See, can we? Yeah, that's the best we can find. Plus 109. Plus money look from our Tees is on the links.
Yeah, and I'll talk more about that when on this game when we have the show later on and we got next. So join us at 4 p.m. Eastern, and you'll hear a little more about this game.
There you go. Links. By the way, Billy found that at plus 110. Plus 110 for the links. And yeah, the Brittany Griner thing is sad. Not enough people caring about it. My mom rocks her free Brittany Griner shirt fucking 5 days a week, and no one, even when she just went down to California, no one knew who's on her shirt. No one knows who's on her shirt. Not enough people care about it. And it's not even weed, really. It's CBD oil, right? It's just it was CBD oil. I mean, obviously, there's a whole bunch of politics going into it, and it's not working for Russia, and it's not working for anybody who cares about Brittany Griner.
Yeah, she's the one bearing the grunt of this, man. You know, I mean, she was leaving Russia at the wrong time, right when they're invading Ukraine, and the U.S. is putting sanctions on them, and you know, it's just a mess, and it's a shame that she's got to be stuck over there, and the conditions are just terrible over in Russia. If you read into this at all, you know, it's not. Our government's really not doing enough, and she's not the only one over there from the United States. So, you know, it's basically they need to trade people to get her out and get this person out or that person out, and the politics is a mess, and things need to get better as far as that goes. You know, this it's terrible. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, it is. It's a sad situation, and hopefully we can get her back.
It's affecting this Mercury team. You can see it. You've been able to see it all year. They're just not there, and it's a shame.
Well, you're getting plus money here on the Minnesota Lynx. I like it. I like it. Makes sense. I like the breakdown. Going for their second home win of the season, and who better than the Mercury to give it to them? Here you go. Lynx plus 110. Teases 5-1 on our show. Have a great show today. We got next right before the daily sesh here at Pub Sports Radio. Get that cash and follow our guy Tease on Twitter at Parlay Tease. Any last words for the Capper Sport in the show?
Yeah, you know, I appreciate everybody coming out for your chat, for my chat. We have a great chat, and we got next. And Big Show's doing a great job, and appreciate him. I appreciate Slaughter and Victor. Victor helps out. Victor's a real asset to Pub Sports, and you know, everybody at Pub Sports is just amazing, and we've got a great crew behind the scenes.
We sure do. Well put. There he is, our guy, Tease in the house. Catch him today at 4 p.m. All right. It is time to review all action. And then I changed out of this beer-soaked shirt. The problem with the early beer is how do you stop? How do you stop? I don't want to stop. But I will stop. And that does break my rule. I've not been drinking from Sunday to Thursday. Razor Sharp Picks has his big Cash It Friday show tomorrow night. I won't be involved. I have to go to a bachelor party down in Niagara Falls Friday, Saturday. And I feel like I'm a little old for it, but I did get out of the club. I will not be going to the club with the guys on Saturday night. They can do that. I'll go play poker, and I'll catch them afterwards. Also, I get to see the sports book down there for the first time. I'm looking forward to that. Let's go over all action here. Gogster and I are on the exact same action, exact same look. Lightning under 2.5 and Avalanche -1. Lightning team total under 2.5, Avalanche -1. We're on the exact same action for the game tomorrow night. Babano will be joining us tomorrow. We'll see what he's on. Then Gogster has teased. He's taking the Rough Riders plus 4.5 and the under 51. I am going to be on the Alouettes. And I was hoping to get a 3, and the market's moving towards the under, and I should have just moved on both. Now it's 2. For fuck's sakes. What a mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. And let's just see this team. Oh, God! Into 22.5. I guess 22.5 and 23.5 aren't that important of a number. Fuck. God, fuck that. For fuck's sakes. Okay.
I can cheer you up here, Jim, soon.
Sure.
I'm casting a movie, and I told you about it earlier.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. Are you done with your recap? I don't want to interrupt you.
No, we've already done baseball recap enough. No, let's move on.
Okay, beautiful. And of course, we have a lovely video at the end of this show, recapping the beginning of the show. So,
Oh no,
we'll stick around to that. But Jim, I'm making a movie. After I saw Nate and Cab interacting, their friendly banter. I mean, man, I just thought this is a great movie right here.
Yeah,
I thought of it already, and Nate, being the seemingly older of the two, is the older soul. Nate is the cop on the force that's been there for a while, and he's just 2 weeks away from retirement.
sure.
You know how that goes. And Cab, a young buck, comes into the force, and now Nate needs to teach Cab what the ways of the force are. They get through some wacky hijinks. Big Ragoo is a club owner in it as well.
I like that. He could also be the police chief.
Yeah, well, the police chief has actually been filled. I have a shitty memory. I forgot who it is.
Should be DJ Big Boss.
Could be. It was someone. Someone said it in the chat. I forgot who it was already. Fuck,
Okay.
I can't remember. But the point is, the movie's being built up. We were casting our people, and of course, I was talking to Cab about this. We need an expert, and you're our expert. And you said
Look at James says alcohol and sports betting have no business together. He's watching pub sports. Pub sports radio.
James, I disagree.
Because he's watching the wrong show. That's the problem, James. You're watching the wrong show. This show is called Pub Sports Radio. This channel is called Pub Sports Radio, James. Fuck, buddy. Sorry, but I guess this is the wrong show for you, man.
James.
We're a bunch of booze bags betting sports all day.
I mean, I can smell Jimmy across the fucking country right now through the screen. Smells like a Labatt.
Alcohol and sports betting have no business together.
That's Jimmy's whole life. So you touched a nerve there, James.
You're watching the wrong channel.
But I also just realized that Dutch Boy Fresh has to be the bad guy in this film. He's gonna get into some shit. But ultimately, Jimmy, I wanted to recruit you to give us maybe your expert advice. Maybe you can play a role in it, of course. Maybe you're a producer director with me, But I just wanted to let you know that this film is slowly coming together.
I like it. I think the first thing you should do is get surgery to slit a groin muscle so you can blow yourself.
Mm-hmm. I think I need to take out a rib actually first.
Oh, I just know. They used to do it to Russian goaltenders. Just a little slit of the groin muscle. This is why Tretiak was such a great goaltender who could also blow himself. So that would be the first
documented.
Yes. Yeah, I used to do it in between periods just to get the morale up for the Russian Red Army.
Well, I mean, yeah. Hey, Joe Madden walks people intentionally with the bases loaded. Tretiak blows himself.
Yeah,
all different ways.
Yeah. So that would be the first thing. Quick slit of the groin muscle, get that surgery done, blow yourself. The second thing I would do is raise money. You're going to have to raise a lot of money. And
that's actually covered. Kyle Hitlian offered to fundraise, and he makes big boy bets. So he's going to contribute in the fundraising. Maybe Jeff Slaughter, after I tell him about this, we're building, but Kyle Hitlian is a seed investor.
Well, this is part of the reason why we want you to slit your groin, just so that you'll be a big part of our money-raising festivities.
I think people would pay to see that.
Not us, but some people is a fair guess. So,
Dodgers 3-0, by the way.
3-0.
3-0. Freddie Freeman did something.
God, okay. I think I'm just trying to outsmart myself here today. And then you need to raise funds, obviously, to build this. But buddy cop films, you just need to build a set. You need to build one set. It's got to be the police station. And then if you have 75% of your scenes take place at the police station headquarters, except for a few chase scenes. And chase scenes are really easy. What you do is you get a truck. Okay, you get a truck. And then you have, a chase scene, and I think Nasty Nate would be perfect in it. All you have to do is have the truck going, and Nasty Nate just going like this, running after, and then everything flying by really fast.
Okay, I like this. What about you know, we could have a scene just like in the Austin video. Nasty Nate acquires a hand cab or whatever they're called, little pedal cabs, and he finds another female, and he's like, go after that, blah blah blah, and then Dutch Boy Fresh is in his cab, and then we film it through the streets of Austin.
I think you're well on your way. You are well on your way. Just book that.
I think you're in. I think you're in.
Oh, I'm in. Good.
So I can put you down as that. All right, beautiful. So yeah. I've got now official confirmations from Nate, Cab, Jimmy the Bag, some seed investors, and Kyle Hentley. And I think it's time to take this project global. Maybe there'll be a movie poster as well. Maybe.
I think you should. I believe in it. I believe in it.
What do we call it?
Good question. Let's come up with the title. We'll come up with the title.
Let us know in the chat, please. Dabby Cab, Nasty Nate, buddy cop film, Texas.
What about Good Cop, High Cop?
Okay. Is Good Cop, Bond Cop all over again? Is this what we're doing again? I like this. I need to watch that.
Or maybe Bad Cop, High Cop.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll work on it.
I like where we're going here, guys. But definitely put us in the right state of mind. Give us some good suggestions. And you're right. We do need a female in the movie.
Yes, we need our female lead.
Yes, that is a good question. How are we going to contribute? It's going to be fun. We will, of course, this is obviously a thinking man's game a movie is. So if we think about it, if we see someone that, it's Helga. Of course it's Helga. I mean, come on. What an idiot I am. Of course it's Helga. Who else would it be?
Helga will be the love interest. She'll also be the one who dips the tampons in vodka for you. Yeah.
There's not much, like, you don't have to like push it in there because you can just drop it in there. But it's a good time. Remember, Jim, if you blow on it, it sounds like a cup. It's like,
LJ says that he'll be the black guy in the movie that dies first.
Thank you, LJ, for taking that bullet for us. We have to keep the stereotypes correct.
Yeah. No, I like it. All right. Well, keep working on this script. We'll come up with a name for it.
And yeah, I will. And by the way, of course, I've already got the ending of the film. It's going to be a tragic ending.
Okay.
Nasty Nate, 2 days from retirement in a gunfight.
Oh, no.
In a gunfight, he just goes down, and then Cab, bleeding out, he's got him in his arms. And Nate says, I was 2 days from retirement. And then we get a big no from Cab, and then we just fade to black. And then we set up for the second sequel. What happens to Dabby Cab? What does he do? What happens to Nasty Nate's family, who he said he never dies? Maybe Nasty Nate even comes back. He'll just get rolled off the pier. Dabby Cab will just leave him there, and then he'll come back like the Undertaker with a little hand coming out the water. Who knows? We've got a lot of options.
You're well on your way. You are well on your way. We look forward to watch this development. And Peter Loshak needs a role, so you got to find a role for Pistol Pete.
Oh yes, of course. I think Peter is the guy. I think I cast this as someone, but Peter fits this role. He's the guy in the bodega, the guy that has just all the information, and the cops have to go to him and be like, "Yo, Pete, you got your ear on the streets, right? I know you do all these illegal things. What's going on in the streets?" And then Pete, using his New York savantness, and you saw his joints in his mouth, his Black and Mild in his mouth yesterday or whenever that was. He'd do it. He'd be a perfect job. I could see it already. It's perfect. And I did get comparisons to Peter Loshak as I was talking about this with Cab at the end of Say Hey Plays. So it's a good time.
I like it. I like everything. I think he should be the homeless capper in front of the cop station who's just handing out winners.
You know what? I do think I should cast myself in my own movie. You're right, and of course it has to be a small role like Taika Waititi does. But yeah, no, I'm in. I'm in. I'm the homeless guy in front of the police station.
You are well on your way. There you have it. That is our show for today. We have a huge show tomorrow. Babana will be joining us, and it will be massive. We have a ton of work to do. We'll open quickly with CFL, get right into MLB. Oh, we'll also touch on NHL, but we have a massive
What about
show.
Austin? No city limits.
Oh, look at that guy.
Very interesting.
Look at that guy. I like where this is all going. And there's Dabby Cab as we speak, making money on the card where I am not. Get that cash, you guys. Go out there and get paid in full. We've been on an excellent run. I fear that it's going to be coming to an end for me, starting out the day 0-1. Christopher Comentini said, "Did someone just call us the Antichrist?" I don't believe he did. But I'm not sure what he is saying, this guy, and but he's in our chat, and I have no idea. I'll have to. Maybe it's part of the script. Maybe it's just a script idea for Jose. Maybe that's
it's my burner actually. It's my burner. It's my burner. Yeah, Dabby Cab. He always comes in at the worst times. He came in like 5 minutes after your shoey. He comes in like 2 minutes after we just talked about his budding movie career. I mean, have you seen Dabby Cab's fucking chin? Chisel of granite.
Oh yeah, no, it's
movie
a strong
star
chin. It's a Clooney chin.
Come on.
Yeah, no doubt about it. On behalf of all of us at Pub Sports Radio, thank you guys so much for your support. Tease, Max, Swelly, Dabby Cab, Christopher Comentini, Saturated, the Big Ragoo, Puzzler, Dav, Fan, Officer of 50, Ayash, Yala, Derek Para, LJ from H-Town, JPZ, Lou Chase Fox. Thank you guys so much for your support. Let's go out there and get that cash. Let's get paid in full. Leche. Halos bookmakers. I love it. Great
Whoever
stuff.
loses does a shoey or eyes. All right, Jim, right there. Whoever loses does a shoey.
Okay, fine. Loser does a shoey on tomorrow's show.
Bit of crazy there. Bit of crazy.
Hair in here.
Oh god. Jimmy the Bag is gonna. Sapporo. Pouring a Sapporo.
What can you tell me about a Sapporo, Gogster?
Oh, it's a great beer on the golf course. One of my friends loves to crack those. He usually brings a 6-pack, so it's a good beer from what I know. Oh, full tolly too. Shout out to Jimmy the Bag. Oh,
Jesus, spilling it all.
Right.
Oh, Ronnie, let's
wow, here we go.
Back in there.
Let's
Oh,
fucking
man.
go.
A true
Let's
man.
fucking go.
Get it in ya.
Yeah, holy.
Every drop.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Great day.